Okay, now we're live.
We are live. Awesome.
I
Ready to
did
talk
I
about
did
some
adult trick or
Pulsecon.
treating early this year.
You hungry? Is this what's gonna
Yeah,
hold you through for dinner?
yeah, pretty much. But I did the adult thing where I just go to the store and buy candy. I don't have to go trick or treating or anything.
Yeah, it's like it's easier, a lot less effort. You don't gotta
Mm-hmm.
walk around the whole neighborhood to get half the amount of candy that you would
Mm-hmm.
to get the store. Oh, we got a lot of
Yeah,
people in here
and you get
already.
the candy you want.
Ethan, Gamerzone, Wilbon, good to see you.
Yeah,
Kirby,
we
James Shez.
to the Patreon members, we open this up to everyone. We were hoping there would be more of a reason to open it up to everyone. We were
That is
hoping
true.
that Pulsecon was going to be a bigger deal than it was.
Yeah, it fell a little short. It kind of
Yeah.
like it was about to score a touchdown, then they kind of fell down at the 5 yard line. You know.
Last night, Dan texted me and he tempered my expectations last night. So I kind of knew going in
Mm-hmm.
that it wasn't going to be like bonkers or anything crazy going on.
Well, I thought, and we'll talk about this on the main show too, but I
Sure.
thought we were gonna get more than what Yak leaked the night before.
Uh-huh.
At least one or two more.
Well, and even then, I feel like we got less because one of the things he leaked, well, technically it's Black Series. It was a role play item. Like, I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
exactly.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about that on the main show,
Sure.
and then the pipeline reveals. You know.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Mm.
them. They have their time and place, but how's everyone doing? Everyone sobered up from our birthday party. We got drunk. We got crazy.
Yep.
We didn't do any of those things. Although I guess Paragon Fuzz did. I was just
He was fucked
re-listening.
up.
I spent the last week re-listening to that podcast, and I never do that. But it's kind of fun to do it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished. Today I finished it, but I started from the Paragon Fuzz part, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he was a little saucy."
Yeah, he definitely was. And yeah, I was actually re-listening. I listened to every episode just because since you edit it, I listen whenever it's done. And I've just finished where we kicked Paragon out, and we're about to bring on whoever else we brought on right after. I know we brought the VIPs back and H-Town Ray. So I got to finish the episode. Sometimes it takes me a little bit. I still haven't listened to the Nerdzoic episode all the way through because I just kind of didn't have time with other podcasts. And like with Ahsoka coming out, I'm listening to other podcasts talk about
Sure.
that, and NFL's and going hot right now. So listening to those podcasts. Don't have time for Black Series Cantina these days.
No, there's no time for Black Series Cantina. There are better podcasts to listen to.
Yeah, let's just plug other podcasts on our show.
Yeah, why not? What does everyone else listen to? It's not Black Series Cantina. Plug your podcast. Plug the Wilbon Fantasy Football Hour.
I've always been a big fan of Rebel Force Radio. I started listening to them in like 2012, way back in the day, so I always listen to them. But I did used to listen to the Resistance broadcast, but and she's great. I think what's her name? Lillian? No, Lily. One of the female hosts on there. She's pretty big in the Star Wars fandom community.
I don't know.
She kind of leaked that it was like, well, she kind of spoiled that it was going to be surrounded about like little Leia before the show, and I was like, okay, I'm done listening to this show. I'm pissed off now.
She spoiled it for you, and you just wrote her off.
Because they were like doing predictions on what the show was going to be about, and then they asked her, and she was like, well, I kind of like no, like she's looked at all the leaks and knew all the stuff behind the scenes. Then she was like, well, I think it's going to be about little Leia. And I was like, she literally just said she knows what it's going to be about. She's like, I think it's going to be a rescue little Leia story. And then I was like, well, there goes that, because there's been some rumors, but then she kind of confirmed it. And then, yeah, so that wasn't fun. But
Oh yeah, Brian stopped by to say hi. And he's hanging out with Jim. They're getting ready for Cold Waves.
yep, tell Jim I said hello.
Absolutely.
We will have a great show. These are always the best shows when we have new figures to talk about.
Is it though? Is it the best show? Is it gonna be?
Well, because even whenever the reveals are mid, we still get to go off on it. You know, we get to give our thoughts. So
True.
I've been chomping
True.
at the bit, you know.
All day. Just
I'm hyping myself
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hype yourself up. Hype yourself up. That's how I said it. I just put P's at the end of everything.
Focus on the new ones.
Focus on the new ones. Yeah. Let's get the energy going, man. You're so low key right now. I feel like you just got up.
Me?
I've been up. Yes, you are so low key right now.
Am I?
I need you to turn the energy up by like at least a notch. Just like a little bit.
All right.
Do
well,
like
maybe
one
both
bump
tired.
of cocaine or something. Yeah, but now
right.
I've got sugar coursing through my veins, and I did an energy drink. So I'm good. I have the force flowing through my body right now.
You know, maybe it's the McDonald's I ate like an hour ago that's really draining.
Oh, is that
me.
it? It's settling down. It's settling down in your gut.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's,
No, we'll get you. Yeah, let's get him a Snickers. Good. I had a Milky Way. I got Milky Way and Three Musketeers because those are my two favorite little fun size candy bars. I don't want like a whole, but I do want two fun size, which is basically a whole. Like it's not different, but I feel better having two fun size rather than one whole candy bar.
so
Mentally,
are you kind of roasting me that whenever I get Milky Way from Speedway that's close to my house, I usually get the king size? And that thing
No,
is gone.
absolutely
I think
not.
I killed those.
No. I am not roasting you even a little bit. Because truthfully, I ate like 3 of these things. So
That's
just making me. I was making me not sound like a fat fatty, even though I am.
I feel like 3 fun size Milky Way
Yeah.
is still like half a regular Milky Way, maybe.
You think
so you're
so?
still
No,
good.
no.
Like
no.
the regular
maybe,
candy bar.
Maybe the little mini bite size ones, but like these fun size, that's about
Okay, that's probably a third. So you
maybe yeah. I don't know.
maybe
I don't listen.
maybe
I
a
don't want
fourth.
to turn. I don't want to turn my candy into math. Okay, that's like the worst thing you could do to candy, is to turn it into homework. Candy is
fair.
about fun. Candy is about yummy, and candy is about having too much in your tummy and then you get sick. That's what candy is about.
Speaking of math, did you realize Patrick on the stream said 33, 33, 33. You like my math there? And like that doesn't equal 100, bro. That's
No,
99.
I mean, if it's a 9 repeating, then it basically is 1, because they've
But
proven
still.
that mathematically.
But still, he said
But it does have to be repeated.
33% each, which is not 100%. There's still 1% out there.
There's 0.01% out there.
Well, he
There's
didn't specify the 0.3 though.
1/100th.
He didn't
There's
specify the 0.3.
1/100th or something. Yeah,
See, this is the type of math you do whenever you're like, "Oh, shipping doesn't count on my budget."
it doesn't count.
And
yeah.
you spend
no,
like
it's
$40
like
a
girl
month on
dinner or
shipping.
whatever. It's
Yeah,
my
that's
wife
true.
talks about this all the time.
So if we're going into the TikTok realm now, with that, how often do you think of the Roman Empire?
You know what? After the last week's Ahsoka, a lot. I feel like they invented. I feel like they stealth
Put
that
that in.
meme out there just for this. I feel like Star Wars, Lucasfilm was like, okay, like a couple weeks before Episode 6, we need to get people thinking about the Roman Empire. That's what
Yep.
we need to do. Man. See, that's the kind of joke I want on the podcast. Don't talk about that. Let's talk about our Patreons.
Well, since we're talking to our patrons, everybody go
Yeah.
get your
Go
your
get your
nice
glass.
pint glass while you're enjoying Black Series Cantina. That Paragon Fuzz was drinking out of. I know a couple other people have
That's
these.
right.
It's definitely been our most popular item, for sure, on the Teespring.
It's a good item. And you made that.
I did. I did.
That was your good idea. So
it's so difficult making stuff on there because it won't let me like copy. It won't let me like save the images. So I have to go into like the mug, and then since that has a front and back, I can only have like one of these on the back. So if I were doing a hoodie of it, I had to. It's just confusing, but I am proud of the pint glass. It's probably my favorite thing. I also just ordered a hoodie from there.
I know because I got the email, and then I got the email saying you canceled the hoodie, and then because I'm logged into the Black Series Cantina email as well, so I see all that stuff.
Yeah, half the time whenever I see we have an email, it's already read, and so I have trouble keeping up with what I've already seen or not.
I
Because you
don't
get them
like
so
notifications. I do not like notifications. So as soon as something comes in, I have to get rid of that notification. So like that just sucks. I'm sorry.
I turn most of my notifications off. Like if I want to go in and see it,
I want to know. I don't. Can you turn off notifications for just one email account?
I don't know. That's a good question. I never had to do it.
I should ask a Apple specialist, a genius.
Isn't that supposed to be you?
Shh, not anymore. I'm doing this on my brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max though. That's what I'm doing this on right here.
So what's your credit card at now? I saw your tweet.
Don't even ask that. In the last, that's a good thing to talk about here, man. Mike is one of those empty email guys. Absolutely. No, I can't deal. My wife legit has like 40,000 unread emames.
Yeah, Wilbon.
I can't do it. How do you guys live your life like that? I just can't do it. But
because whenever I get one that comes in and says Hasbro Power Rangers, I'm like, I'm not opening that.
You just delete it. I'm not going to read it. I know I'm not going to read it, so I just delete it. You just get rid of it.
No, that's too much effort for an email.
It's just a swipe. It's a swipe. You go swipe and it's gone.
Nope.
Swipe and it's gone. Swipe and it's gone. You know, I don't need that email. If it's an email I want to read, I'll read it. If it's an email I know I don't want to read, I delete it.
I'm the same way. I hate badges, so I don't even know I have.
So your problem is you just turn notifications off.
Yeah, the only notifications I get are like text, Snapchat, phone calls. That's pretty much about it. That's why when people
you're that guy that doesn't open bills because you don't want you don't owe any money if you don't open the letter.
Well, actually, with bills, I have every bill that we have to pay on my phone. It's almost a calculator calendar, and they're all auto. So I just want to know when they're being pulled out. But yeah, that's why if you ever DM me on Instagram, it takes so long because I actually have a lot of requests that I need to open, but I've just been bad with opening messages ever since my.
You heard it here. I'm instant. As soon as I get notification, like I'm not just waiting by my phone for someone to respond, but like it goes on my watch and I go, oh, someone just sent me a message. I'll look at it. I'll respond. So here's the thing though. If I don't respond right away, I'm either sleeping, I'm doing something like playing a video game or in a meeting, or I saw it and I'm just going to pretend like I didn't see it.
Yeah, I just
and
feel
then
like
just ignore it for a long time.
If I had notifications on for all that stuff you can have on your phone, like all the apps, I would be so like unfocused at work because I have to look at I have to focus on what I'm doing. So if my phone's constantly going,
that's what you have an iPhone, right? Yeah, you do. That's what focuses are for.
I put it on Do Not Disturb, but that's why I want to know whenever important stuff comes in. Like if my wife texts me.
Oh, so in the focus,
call.
you said I have a work focus, and in that it's set up so if my wife calls or texts, that goes through.
Then I have to go through and make Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff.
Well, you say nothing but this instead of everything except that, So
that's already
easy.
too much work.
It's something you could do.
It's all or nothing for me. It's all or nothing.
Wow. These tools, they have made these tools specifically for you, and you're like, no. No, I will start a
They
fire by rubbing sticks together. Put those matches away.
they wasted their hours when it comes to me. But
Wow.
I do appreciate the phone.
No, but so yeah, about all the stuff I bought recently, I got a new chair. Then my monitor died, and I had to get a new monitor. And then last week, like right after doing the birthday thing, I my computer was just like, I don't want to be alive anymore. I don't want to be around anymore. So I had to basically spend all weekend, Saturday and Sunday, like trying to recover my hard drive because my hard drive is the problem is my hard drive is failing. So it's not like my computer is unworkable because I'm on it right now.
Hmm.
But the hard drive isn't reliable because this is like the third time in the last 6 months that my computer is just taking a shit. And this time it corrupted some because I was working in Final Cut Pro when it took a shit. And it corrupted it so bad it corrupted all of my backups on my backup for all of time. Like it just went back in time and said, "Fuck your Final Cut library specifically for every backup." Just I go back, no matter how far I go back, it's the same problem. I transferred my Final Cut library to a completely different computer, my work laptop. Nothing. It's nothing. So it took me forever to get it back into a working position where I could get the podcast up for everybody. Because obviously, I didn't worry about the one for Patreons because that was up. We live streamed it and everyone could see it. So like it is what it is. I usually like to put it together and clean up the audio a little bit to release for everyone. But on this one, there was just like it's too much work. My computer's dead. They can just survive off that. And I'll probably do the same for this one since it's another one where everyone can just watch it anyway.
Hmm.
But I do have a new Mac coming. And to go with that, because obviously my iMac is all built into one, I bought a nice 34-inch widescreen curved monitor. So I have that here. There we go.
Nice.
I have that here. And then I've got a nice Mac Studio coming. Used my hookups from
Be
the
a good
Apple
setup.
Store. Yeah, used my hookups from the Apple Store. Still got friends working there, so I got a pretty good discount.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I have this. Yeah, I still like my setup. I got that giant, like 43-inch wide monitor, but
Nice.
it's not curved. But I still enjoy it. I'm still really liking it. It's like perfect for the desk I have in here, which is, I wonder if
Yeah.
here's the setup. Oh,
There
it's
you go.
you. It's you.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, we can
One
show
of the
patrons
things.
what this is like
Look at that.
POV. You're me on Black
Whoa,
Series
going back in
Cantina.
time.
Right? Look at that. Oh, it's wide.
What
Wide.
what I'm looking forward to the most, since I won't
Chat.
have two screens on my desk anymore, is just getting more clutter off, so I have room for more toys, basically.
Heck yeah.
But yeah,
That's
so
always good.
that was my entire last week. So between buying a new computer, buying a new monitor, I did return because I had to buy a new monitor because my old one that was like 10 years old died. So I bought a new one to replace that, but I returned it to get this ultra wide curved one. But yeah, I spent a lot of money, and then I also got a
The
new
new
iPhone.
phone.
Yeah, but I financed that on my card, so that's like $30 a month automatically paid. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then tomorrow. Well, and then there was Pulsecon today, which was, not inexpensive. And then tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., there's a Figura Obscura dropping.
Is
from,
that what time
Mythic,
did you say?
from Mythic Legion? 6 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. your time. They do two, though. They do it in the morning and they do one in the evening, specifically for like West Coasters and stuff. But I like to wake up early and make sure that like I've got it, so I don't have to worry about like missing
But like,
it.
we don't know what it is right now,
No.
do we?
No, well, I'll find out at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah.
So you have to decide when you're super sleepy on a weekend morning if you want it or not.
Yep.
That seems tough.
I prefer that than, waiting all day going like, oh man, am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? And the last two they've done didn't sell out So I'm not super worried about it,
Mm-hmm.
but part of me still is. Part of me will always be worried until it's done. I'm
Yeah,
always going to have that fear in the back of my head.
I want them to do like a Bigfoot Sasquatch type thing. I feel like they would nail it. And
That would be cool.
Bigfoot is like a, kind of a
Yeah,
mysterious thing. I could see them
sure.
doing that. It'd be perfect.
For sure they could.
Yeah. He's
Did
like
you
a
did you
a
order
mythic character?
did you order the newer Headless Horseman one?
Yeah, I got it on order from Big Bad still.
Okay, those should be coming in soon.
Yay, wallet, more money spent,
Yeah.
$120.
Yeah, woo!
Well, are you ready for episode 55?
55. 55? Is that are you old enough to remember that old was it albino black sheep or whatever thing? The 55.
I thought you were doing like a Rick and Morty reference.
No,
I don't think so.
50 like 55 it's like a video. It's a super old internet video. I don't want to think about it anymore because it's making me feel old. Anyways, hi everybody. You're watching Black Series Cantina, episode 55, and you're listening to it, or you're watching it if you're on Patreon. You see what I did there? I messed up with what I said, and then I just turned it. I rolled around on the ground and just returned it. I turned it right back up and into an advertisement for
That's the
Patreon.
best way to do it.
That's the way to do it. But you might be thinking, hey, didn't you guys just release an episode? It's only been like a week. In fact, at the recording of this, it's been less than a week. And yes, that's true. Because Pulsecon happened. And we're going to make some Pulseconfessions.
That we are.
I like that title. I thought it was pretty good, right?
You're always pretty creative with the titles. I'll give you that.
My brain likes to connect just random abstract things, and that usually works well when it comes to titles. So, before we get into that, I want to say hi to all of our Patreon supporters that are currently watching us right now, which is all of them. All 51 Patreon supporters are currently watching us right now as we record this. We have everyone here, regardless of time zone. They're all wonderful people. And if you want to join them, you can head to our patreon.com/Black Series Cantina. And you can join a tier, and some of them let you watch them live. Or sometimes we'll just do a random one where, like, you know what? Everyone can watch this one live for whatever reason. That's
like
not
this
usually
one.
the case. Yeah, like this one. That's not usually the case, but it is today. So if you want to do that, go over and join it. You can watch all of our old Black Series Cantinas live as well. Well, not live, but the video recording ones, and that's fun. So that's our advertisement for Patreon, because we don't do regular advertising on here. You're never gonna hear an advertising for like better help or whatever that they do on podcasts.
Well, don't advertise for them.
I'm not. There's no raid. There's no raid legends. No, I'm not. I'm that's not what I'm doing. I definitely didn't take money on the side that you don't know about. Yeah, I'm definitely not plugging Raid Shadow Legends right now at all.
So this episode's brought to you by Entertainment Earth.
Yeah, no. Wouldn't that be if I just suddenly worked like, advertisements into the conversation?
We're like, Fine Editions brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store.
I'm just pulling in like paychecks to the side, and you don't even know. I like secretly side sold out is what happened. Anyways,
the best do.
That's right. Yeah, so it's Pulsecon day. I have been up since 6:30 in the morning my time, which I usually get up at 7:30, so it's not super early, but it is earlier than I usually do. Just so I could be ready to go, because I have a friend his name is Dan, and he presented Pulsecon today, and I wanted to be there to text him. Hopefully,
Dan.
my goal.
I'm not sure
if
I know him or not. I'm not sure.
You know Dan?
I'm not sure if I know him or not.
Yeah,
maybe I've talked to him once or twice.
Yeah.
Don't really remember.
I mean, it happens. But I kept texting him, hoping that he would forget to turn his phone on silent or something. So while he's up there, like, I just wanted to hear like my notifications go off. But he was good. He was good about it.
Dan did a great job on Pulsecon today.
It was very obvious that it was live. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it was.
There were some rough spots. And I think part of it is just, it's live. And then some people are better at ad-libbing weird parts that's not flowing too well and recovering. And some people are good at it. And you always have a mixture of those people.
Yeah, and I always feel like, and kind of on the same subject, but like the Star Wars team specifically, they still seem to talk like they're kind of being forced to, like they know they're gonna get roasted on the internet, or like Lucasfilm has like, their sights on them, and they just seem so uptight a little bit when they're talking.
Well,
but it was still fine.
One of the things I liked at the beginning was they were like, you know what? We're all just here for toys. Let's be nice. There are real people that work for Hasbro reading these comments and stuff. So just be nice, And it's sad that they have to say that. But what's even sadder is that there are still people that just do not care. Like they woke up and they chose violence, and they're like, you know what? I hate everything. I hate Hasbro so much that I'm here watching Hasbro be a commercial to me just so I can hate everything and comment how much I hate it. Like, that's how these people choose to spend their time.
Yeah, the chat was it was fairly toxic for a lot of especially what was before Star Wars panel? Was it Power Rangers?
Power Rangers.
Like, I just felt like I was reading the chat like for the couple minutes I was in there, and everybody was commenting, just move on to Star Wars, get this over with, move on to Star Wars,
Yeah, it's really, really annoying. Like, of course you want them to talk about Star Wars, but you know what they also did? They gave a schedule of times of when things would happen. They have this stuff like scheduled out. They're not going to just be like, "Oh, you guys want Star Wars? Yeah, we'll just get rid of Power Ranger." Like, no, they have to go through it. They have to do it for whatever reason. Like, but yeah, I didn't even look at the chat, to be honest with you. I had Pulsecon going up on my TV above my computer. There was no chat, wasn't even an option. I didn't go into chat to vote for anything. I didn't do any of the. They had
the polls.
Like, the polls. They had. What was the other thing? The quizzes.
Yeah, the trivia.
The trivia. I didn't do that. I'm just like, I don't want to participate in that because I don't want to see chat, because it's a cesspool. Because all the worst people just go on to complain or just be obnoxious.
So speaking of the polls, though, I feel like we do have to mention the Star Wars team did a poll. What are you most excited to see? And just the Black Series, ever so slightly, by a margin of maybe like 50%, beat out TBC.
It wasn't even close.
It
wasn't even close. It was not
slight
close.
W to TBS there, which is great to see. You love to see it.
You got that huge dubs right there. Felt good.
It did feel like a little bit of a win because, TBC has kind of been on top lately. It feels like with the HasLab.
Definitely. Well, even today's Pulsecon was, I feel like the majority of it was TVC.
Yeah, and with every release lately, it seems like they get a more definitive version because all of theirs come with extra accessories, and it looks like they have extra paint washes.
About that.
We'll
talk about it. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before.
Speaking of which, do we want to...
It seems like an ongoing thing.
Do we want to take a break from our Pulsecon overview and go into Fine Editions real quick before we go back into our Pulsecon overview?
Yes, because I don't think it'll take too long since it's just been a week.
It's been a week. How many toys could we have bought? Me too. I bought 2 toys. I had 2 toys come in.
And I haven't even bought a toy, but I just wanted to show off.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I just want to show off my final...
That thing fits perfectly. Like,
right?
Perfectly.
Look at that. I'm so proud of the way it came out.
For the people listening, Zach has 3D printed the temple steps. And I'm sure you can go on his Instagram, Black Series Cantina, and TikTok to check them out. But he's 3D printed the temple steps. It's a Landspeeder Luke print, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But it perfectly fits. Like within millimeters, his shelf. You know, when in the 80s and 90s and early thousands, we used to have entertainment centers, and you'd want to get a TV like the exact size of that entertainment center because that was like the maximum your TV could be.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yep.
is what you've
It
done.
like slots in perfectly.
It slots in absolutely perfectly. And then he has Anakin Skywalker. I'm assuming you have the Vader face on there because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's the red eyes, the calm red
yeah.
eyes one for the SH Figuarts figure.
He's got the cloak on there. He's got his Legion of 501st right
All eight
behind
of
him.
them.
Are you
All
gonna
eight
get more?
troopers.
Are you gonna get more?
See, I realize now I have
Yeah.
room in this shelf, in which I finally am displaying this. I've had it printed for a while, but I just bought this shelf. Finally got space to display this fully. I have room behind the steps to put like another row of troopers, like kind of walk in before they go up
Sure.
the steps.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to do it because we have so much stuff in pre-order, and then I have to
Yeah,
buy
we have
more
a lot.
archive, and
Yeah, for sure.
so I'm probably not going to do it. But I would think I'm fine with like the 8 that I have here. Because if I buy one more, I'd have to buy I have to get at least 4 here.
Yeah,
I
for
can't just
sure.
put one back there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I am excited, and I really did. Yeah, you can kind of tell in this picture where the troopers on the outside have the longer clone blaster, and the ones on the
Yep.
inside have the shorter one. And I know
Yep.
in the movie they all have the long one, but I just felt like it made a little more sense to have it kind of alternate like that.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
so excited to finally have this 3D print up on the shelf permanently. They keep falling over though. Like if you see, well, once you see behind me for the people watching, you can see a couple of them are kind of falling over. But
What you
I
need to do
like,
is get
black tack or
museum
something.
wax. Museum wax.
Museum wax.
Museum
I was gonna
wax.
ask you all what like you all recommend, so I don't got to super glue them down. I don't want to.
I have blue tack, but I find it's not sticky enough for me. Like I still have them; they tend to fall over. So I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard museum wax works really really well.
Museum. Yeah, I'll look into
Yeah.
that for sure.
It's
So,
not expensive. You can go on like Amazon or whatever and
yeah.
get some. Yeah.
And I was so excited how perfectly it fit. The only thing that didn't fit perfectly is you see how where the staircase is split into 2 there?
Uh-huh.
Well, the right one made it too long, and I was like, oh, this shelf said it was like I thought it was going to be wide enough, but it was just a couple inches short. So I had to reprint the stair, and just I printed it at like 90% to where it's slightly, but it's only
Now
like a
that
12-hour
you pointed
print.
out, I can see that one is not quite as wide
I know.
as the other,
I know.
but it looks fine. It looks good.
I'm thinking about getting that stuff. I was gonna ask Luke what it is
Yeah.
specifically, but it's like a putty where you can put between it and then paint it,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
you can't see the crease. I might do that, and then I realized I forgot to paint the gray on the pillars. That like a bar that there's like a groove where you're supposed to paint it gray, but I might just be done with it. We'll see how it goes. But that's all I wanted to show off because I haven't got any figures in the mail this week. And I know you've gotten one or two pretty
I got
solid
two things.
ones.
Yeah. Other than,
So-
new monitor, new phone and all that stuff. I got the first thing I'm going to show off is non-Star Wars. I did get I got Snow Job here, and he's a GI Joe, and he's an Arctic guy, and he comes with just so much stuff. He's got skis, he's got ski poles. His sniper rifle here fits in the bag back here. He's got snowshoes on. The only thing that he can't have on here is he comes with an alternate head and hood. But honestly, he's really good. I really like him. He's a good toy. But
are you not going to display him with the hooded head? I feel like that's the favorite head that I've seen on there. Or does it kind of fit awkward?
I like the hood down a little bit better. I like being able to see his hair and stuff. Plus, it looks more like to me. I get the Thing vibes from it. Like, so I don't know. That's what I like. But the big win for me, and I was worried about this. The big win for me was I did get my Chrysanthemum. I noticed
Beautiful.
that in Book of Boba Fett they just call him Chrysanthemum. Like on the box, it's just Chrysanthemum. But he's Black Chrysanthemum. But maybe
in the show they never refer to him as Black Chrysanthemum. It's
Never.
just Chrysanthemum.
And maybe it's one of those things where he's like why do I gotta be Black Chrysanthemum? It's like I get it. You can just be Chrysanthemum. Uh,
So do we have a green chrysanthemum, a brown
yeah, well, it's
chrysanthemum?
maybe the holiday one is white chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this I was worried about it. Seeing the poses where he's never posed super dynamically, and I was worried he wouldn't be big enough and stuff. But I will say, getting him in hand, I absolutely love him. He is easily my favorite Wookiee in the sea of Chewbacca's. He is the chrysanthemum.
Even the one that comes with the sword from the
Even
Old
that
Republic?
one, even him. I love his head. I love his body. I love all the things about him. I think he's plenty big enough. I went a little overboard. I saw someone on a Facebook group post about like, oh, you're okay. You can admit it. Hasbro hoodwinked you with another figure that's too small. And I'm like, and he even posted a picture, like a screen cap from Book of Boba Fett. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's exactly the height the figures are to each other. And I took a picture of Boba Fett and Chrysanthemum in the exact same positions, and Boba Fett came up to the exact same point on the figure that the character did in the show. And then I recreated the scene where Chrysanthemum's like trying to bear hug him or whatever, and you see his feet, lifted off the ground. I'm like, it's the same. It's the same height proportions. It's the same. I know the comics and stuff are like, yeah, he's an 8-foot tall Wookiee, and they drew him all big. But guess what?
He's over exaggerated in the comics.
100% he's over exaggerated in the comics. But number two, and this has and always will be true, live action trumps everything else for canon. It trumps anything you see in comics. It trumps cartoons. It trumps books. Live action is king when it comes to canon. And if Boba Fett comes up to his shoulder in the show, that's where he should come on the figure. He is the exact same height as Darth Malgus, like within maybe a millimeter. It's so close to being spot on. I am not worried about the height of the figure, but I will not say the figure is perfect because it is 100% missing accessories. And we were just talking about TVC. Even the non-deluxe, convention exclusive one comes with more stuff than this one did.
Then, yep.
It's ridiculous.
It's a common theme. It's like multiple figures have been that way lately.
Like I'm fine. I'm fine with him coming with the blaster rifle and it pegs onto his back, which is cool. But he should have at least also come with fists, and especially if those fists had like lit up
the
knuckles,
electric,
electricity, like that. That should be a no-brainer, and it really that does hurt the figure, especially because it is that deluxe price point. And I get it because it's a big figure. He's not as tall as Chewbacca, but he's like Chewbacca's almost gangly compared to Chrysanthemum.
Yeah. Well, also the Black Series Chewbaccas are just a little too tall.
They're just
like
a touch. Yeah. But
so a question about Chrysanthemum: do you
Sure.
think that one has a chance at squeaking in your top 10 for the gear, or do you think it'll be just outside?
no, I think it does. I think it does. I don't think it'll be higher than. I don't think it'll be in the top 5. I do think the lack of accessories really kind of hurts it a little bit, and it is tough to get him into like a good gun pose.
That's the thing
Just
I'm worried
because-
about because I've seen people
Yeah.
say that you have to mess with it for so long to.
You do. You have to like when you get one hand in and try to get the other. The gun will pop out of his other hand because they don't move exactly how you want it to. And while he does have, butterfly joints, they don't move exactly far enough because he is thick. He's a thick boy, so it's just limitations of how thick he is versus the plastic and stuff. And there are people that wanted him thicker. And like, do you know how much worse that would make the articulation? Like, You gotta balance that stuff out. Like I get it, but
True.
there's, you know, anyways, I like him. I like him a lot. He's good. He's not perfect, but I definitely think all the people that are saying things like he's too small or whatever, I think you're wrong. I know you don't have to like him. Like you're more than welcome to not like him, but saying that other people are dumb for buying it or that the sizing is off, you're wrong.
Yeah, it looks good to me. Visually,
Yeah.
it looks like a stunning figure. The
Yeah.
paint on it looks pretty solid.
The
from
paint
what
is
I've seen.
phenomenal. The paint is absolutely phenomenal on it.
It just seems like a common thread with Black Series lately, where figures are great, like they're amazing figures, but they don't come with. They're like one or two accessories away from being a perfect
Yes,
set
I
and
agree.
like perfectly worth your money. And
Agreed.
like some figures later that we'll talk about that could come with some soft goods and
Yep.
maybe some alt hands for other
Yeah.
figures. And like for the Darth Vaders we get, for example, they're amazing. Like they're good. Like that Empire Strikes Back Vader is great. The Kenobi one we're getting soon with the cracked mask is great. But to make him a truly amazing figure, I feel like we need like an alt. Give us like one pair of alt hands at least. Like we're begging.
Do you think that Hasbro does that to keep like the smaller makers in business, like Josh's Capes or Landspeeder Luke, where they're essentially creating the stuff that Hasbro has left out?
I don't think so. I think if
No, I don't
they,
think so. I think that's giving them too much credit.
if Hasbro thought they could, I just feel like the reason they don't do it for Black Series is maybe like even the hands is
Yeah.
enough plastic to where it would push it to like another $1.
I would
Like
have paid the
or
other dollar
something.
for it though. I would have gladly. I would have paid like $45 for this and been happy if it came with more stuff.
Yeah, and like we don't even need the extra accessories to be perfect. Just take the TVC ones, upscale them.
Yes.
And,
I
and
want
give 'em-
someone to
and
do
throw 'em
that.
in
They
there.
like the TVC one has extra hands. Someone can scan those hands, upscale them to 6 inches, and there we go.
I'm sure
that's
somebody's
like-
out there doing
someone's
it. One of
gotta
those
do it,
geniuses. And I think Lane Speeder Luke on his Instagram story looked like he was teasing some Chrysanthemum accessories. I thought it looked like Chrysanthemum accessories. I could be wrong. I haven't talked to him about it. We haven't asked, so don't take that to the bank. But
accessories.
some accessories, yeah. But I honestly don't even think I'll print them because I feel like I'm just going to be fine with having my Chrysanthemum with the blaster.
Yep.
But it would be nice to have an alt pair of fists with like an electric.
Yeah, that's really
accessory.
all I would be. That's all I wouldn't mind more. Like I was thinking, it'd be cool if they could figure out a way to give him an opening mouth or an alternate head with like a roaring mouth. Like those would
Something,
be
yeah.
cool. But if they're like, okay, Mike, you can choose one accessory, it would be alternate hands with those fists. Like that's if it came with that, it would be mwah. It would be my figure of the year.
Yeah. Like as much as I love Black Series and I really
Yeah.
enjoy what Hasbro's doing with it, like
Yeah.
it seems like every figure is one or two accessories off from being like absolutely perfect. Except for like
for
the
sure.
R2D2 figure, it's probably like that's probably figure of the year for me. Like I love Darth Malgus,
Okay.
but I feel like R2 slightly beats him out just because of all the nuances in it and all the accessories and like all the plugins and all that. I just feel like it does. So I just feel like if every figure had some like multiple different options you could plug and play with, it's just an
Sure.
amazing action figure.
Yeah. I just saw this comment from Hilsey. Which, by the way, hi Hilsey. He took the snow job head and put it on a shipwreck body and made it look like Chuck Norris, like a poor man's Chuck Norris. And I could
see
I
it.
could see it. I could see it. He's got with that beard and hair. He's got Chuck Norris vibes. I get it. Yeah.
Well, so I guess you want to talk about Pulsecon a little more.
I mean, that's
Before-
why we're here today. That's
that is
that's
why
why
we're
we're
here.
doing it today and not next week.
What brand do you think won Pulsecon? Like, what brand took home the W?
Oh, okay. But for me, it's between Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe. I will say I want to give it to Marvel Legends because I don't collect Marvel Legends, and I've had some things that they announced today in my cart. I didn't buy them, but like I came
Considering it.
damn close to pre-ordering, at least throwing down a pre-order that I could cancel later. But I got bought into the hype. And again, I don't really collect Marvel Legends anymore. I pick up the odd X-Men for my X-Men shelf, but that's it. Like I don't do Spider-Man, I don't do MCU, I don't do any of that stuff. But the reveals from that, they got me miring for sure. I mean, G.I. Joe, I kind of went in expecting to be wild, and they were pretty good. But I think Marvel Legends, of all of them, hands down one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Marvel Legends absolutely killed it in my opinion. Like, and honestly, I haven't seen what G.I. Joe or like Power Rangers or any of the other brands have done other than Marvel Legends and Star Wars. But I feel like it would have a hard time beating Marvel Legends because of like that Green Goblin is amazing. The William Dafoe likeness is one of the best likenesses I've ever seen. The likenesses
are so good. Yeah.
And I think Green Goblin is going to retail for $49.99, which is fine. Like, I'm totally in. I'm totally in for that.
I think he's worth it. He comes with a stand. Comes with a bunch of accessories.
The figure, it's obviously 100% brand new.
Stuff.
Double pinless joints and all that everywhere. So and I was kind of confused. I like that he comes with the Goblin mask, the classic one, but does he ever wear it in the movie other than when
at the beginning? At the very
but
very
that's
beginning,
not the suit. He doesn't have all that yellow.
He doesn't have that
on.
suit. No. But he got that the helmet and then broke it, so they wanted to throw it in there. Just
it would have been cool if it came with a broken helmet from when he breaks it, and then they do another classic Goblin where you get the actual like helmet, with the. But that would have been cool.
It's fine. I'm not going to complain about extra accessories, man. I'm never going to complain about extra accessories. As long as it comes with the ones it needs to, anything extra is just a cherry on the top.
That's true. But I'm definitely in on the Goblin. I'm definitely in on Doc Ock because that thing was amazing too. All the
ability
the bendy wires.
For Doc Ock to stand on, like to prop himself up on his tentacles, that got me right there. Like, that got me for sure.
Yep. And R.I.P. me for being one of the people that bought the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3-pack a while ago.
It felt so bad. As soon as they did all of those. The only thing that's different is the suit for Tom Holland is the end of the movie suit.
Yeah.
The homemade like silk suit or whatever.
Also the thing is, the one that they put, the Tom Holland suit they put in the 3-pack, I already had that figure. It just didn't come with a head sculpt.
So you bought that figure twice then, the same figure?
It has better paint.
But it's the same figure, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they released all 3 Spider Dudes again, but this time they've got unmasked heads. You got your Tobey Maguire, you got your Andrew Garfield. And they did things like they released MJ, which is fine. They got the Charlie Cox Daredevil, which is cool.
And they got Sandman.
The Sandman
cool.
looks the way they got the bigger fists and stuff on there, really, really neat. And I love that they come in blister packs. I thought that was a really neat touch.
That is a really neat touch. And I think it's interesting that all of them are No Way Home branded except for the Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Spider-Man, which is really weird. And it's specifically Amazing Spider-Man 2, not Amazing. Like, why not the first one? What's different about this?
Yeah, I wonder, do you think it's a branding thing, like a licensing thing? Because
it's got to be something,
there was an issue with Sony, and I guess that, remember SH Figuarts couldn't get Andrew's likeness?
I do remember that, yeah.
So maybe they couldn't get his likeness specifically for No Way Home, but they were able to work it out to get it from... It's so confusing. I don't understand why it has to be just some behind-the-scenes business nonsense, the reason. But because could you imagine if Toby was in a classic... like Spider-Man 2 card or branded card or something like that. I feel like that would be sick. But I'm definitely in on
Doc Ock
most of those.
Even though he was also in No Way Home.
Yeah, that's what was also confusing. It was like, so
Doc Ock is specifically Spider-Man 2 on there. No Way Home. Yeah.
But I'm definitely in on all of those. It sucks that I did buy the 3-pack but when I bought the 3-pack, I knew they were going to eventually release head sculpt for
So you
him.
only
But
have yourself to blame, basically.
I have
is what you're
myself to
saying.
blame, but I also
Yeah.
couldn't help it. I was like, I need this Toby and Andrew so fast, and I'm the person they picked on knowingly, and I willingly accepted it.
Well, you
Um,
could look at it this way. What if they did that 3-pack knowing they needed to hit so many sales to make the head sculpts possible, and you helped contribute to
I
that?
helped contribute to
Like
that. That's
like
I'll
some sort of
justify it that way.
weird HasLab where they're like, if we get so many suckers
If
buying
if
this
the
3-pack,
3-pack sells out, yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm kidding. I don't want
Yeah,
anyone
so
listening to this to be like, Mike is called us suckers. I thought he didn't like it when people did that.
Right.
I am kidding. I do not care if you bought it. I do think that if you're upset that you bought it and they just released that, you have every right to be. But like, that's the game. I've had that happen to me so many times in other lines. Power Rangers was awful
Mhm.
at that, just terrible at that.
But another thing is, I'm not too upset because I do think I'm gonna have the head sculpt Spider-Man like together with their, and then take the No Way Home Tom and pop a head sculpt on him because I have a couple of those now, and then I'll have the ones with the masks with their respective villains from their original movies.
Here's my
I think
question
that'll
for
work.
you, as someone who has, obviously bought them. Would you trade in one of their alternate heads for a hand that's sculpted holding their mask?
Thank you for bringing that up. I knew there was something I was forgetting to say, and that is it. It's a shame that they don't come with the hand holding the mask accessory that the SH Figuarts do. I feel like it's kind of a big missed opportunity. Kind of goes back to what we were saying. One accessory from being an absolutely amazing set.
If they came with that hand holding the mask, like sculpted holding a mask, I think I would buy them. If they each came with that, because I would buy them specifically to put on my shelf, all standing there with their heads holding their masks. I think that would be perfect. Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense for them to have that head sculpt on and not have the mask in there.
Yeah, where's their mask? Yeah, they just toss it on the ground or whatever.
We got like a pocket that they like slip it in or something. So, yeah, you got me upset now. I'm going to cancel my pre-order right now. Yep, cancel.
That's right. That's what we're here for, is canceling pre-orders. Here's why you shouldn't buy it.
So let's move on to what Hasbro would want us to talk about, because Pulsecon was essentially just a big commercial again for
That's
their
all it
selfie
is.
series.
Yeah. Every line, it's all selfie series.
It's literally in between every like 15 minutes. They're like, oh, let's show you a selfie series.
They've got to. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely forced from the top. Like, put this in there every
even
block.
I mean, I'm talking. Obviously, I'm friends with Dan, and they made him buy his own selfie series. He had to buy it.
He had to pay for it.
He paid for it, and he bought it like 2 weeks ago, or so, and he was worried like he wasn't going to get it in time. But then when he got there, they had like, one of each for him. So I don't know if it was a miscommunication. I haven't asked him, and maybe I'll we'll have him on the show so we can ask him all about that. But like, he's texting me. He's like, I was expecting them to give me a coupon to buy it or something, because they had to get his face scan and stuff, in the app. So he had to do it. But obviously they made a bunch of extra, because they had one of him with like the Iron Man, one of him with like the like Snake Eyes, and one of him in the Mandalorian.
Maybe whenever he gets his paycheck for the Pulsecon,
they'll have a reimbursement. No, don't even. I don't even care. Like, obviously, Dan, if you're listening to this, you're one of my best friends. I love you. But like, that guy got just so many free toys, like just a ridiculous amount of free toys. He sent me like 3 pictures. He's like, here's today's haul, because he's been there since Tuesday, and it's Friday. And like, he got a tour around, the facilities and stuff. And they gave him just seriously like hundreds of dollars worth of free toys, like every day. Like, one day was a Transformers haul. The next day was a Marvel Legends haul. And it's all stuff, like some of it's new, not even out yet. It's stuff that's coming out, but so
Do we
Yeah.
know if he saw the Rancor prototype?
He told me he didn't, and I don't think he has any reason to lie to me. Because like, why would you lie about that?
Yeah, I feel like he would tell you the
What
truth.
he did tell me is, last year on the 1027 premium thing, Mr. Steve and Emily did like a whole tour around.
Mm-hmm.
He said you saw more in that than he saw on his.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so
interesting.
it was interesting.
So now
But-
we have to track down where the prototype is.
Yeah,
Who
on a
has the
map.
prototype?
Yeah, right. Well, that's actually why I'm friends with Dan. I'm gonna get him to draw me a map, and then I don't have to talk to him ever again. But I just needed someone to make us a map so that we could heist this. It's been a very long con of friendship with Dan Larson, just for this moment specifically, right here.
I dig it. But for selfie series, your selfie series looks incredible.
Yeah. So if you haven't been paying attention or whatever, they did update their selfie series to 2.0, which I said on the podcast because I
We
got
called it
one.
when it happened.
It's true. I got one last year, and it was a huge letdown. I didn't. I was gonna do a video on it.
That's not selling. That's an understatement.
Yeah, I was gonna do a video on it and all of this stuff, and it was so bad. I just didn't want to because I hated that I spent $60 on that selfie series. So it was yesterday is what they actually updated the app. But on 2.0, they have sculpted beards now and glasses, which are the two of my face's defining features.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really look like me without a nice big beard and my glasses. So
Yeah, yours looks incredible. Mine, I did one,
yeah,
and I was actually sitting in an office with a coworker when I did it, and so I was like, "Does this look like me?" And their response was like 15%. It barely looked like me in the face, but the
Yeah.
head shape was
the head
so
shape's
different.
weird. Yeah.
And it was like the head shape is throwing it off, so I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not fully bought in yet. So maybe I'll wait
Sure.
till 3.0. Maybe they'll have a little better technology one
Yeah.
day. But so I'm not. I thought I was gonna be in, but maybe I'll do it one or two more times see if I can get a better head shape or something. But like it looked like me decently from the front, like not bad. But when you look at it any angle from the side, it was like a totally different person.
Yeah, and there's still a chance I get this and I don't look like it. Because, Dan Larson's didn't look anything like his either.
It looked
his
nothing
looked
like him.
His looked like Eric from the Star Wars team.
Yeah.
So,
He also had they should have put some, the touch of gray in there.
something, yeah. And maybe that's a 3.0 thing is they'll let you add some, gray highlights or something. But for me, it was enough, and it looked enough like me where I'm like, yes, I'm going to do it. Plus, they dropped the price down to $50 instead of 60 or 80 or however much it's been for a while. And if you're a premium member, you get a special premium box, and it comes with a little premium stand for it.
And if you buy before 9 a.m. on Monday, you get the Pulsecon exclusive sleeve and stand
That's what I was
or
talking
something,
about.
right?
That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's usually
Okay.
that's what I was talking about. But
You
have to be
said premium.
you have to be a premium member to get it.
No, so that's not. I thought they said that's
No.
for anybody who buys
Nope,
it.
it's only for premium members.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But you have to place that order before Monday.
Yes.
If you place it after Monday, you'll just get the standard.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So I did that today. I was pretty happy with the way it came out. My hardest part was, obviously just picking the body. I chose the best body last year with the Mando body, and I just felt weird buying the same body again with a slightly different head. So I chose Stormtrooper this time, knowing that.
Didn't you
it's the
just get
old
rid of all your old body stormtroopers off
I
your shelf
did.
too?
But I didn't want the Luke. I didn't want that Luke body, and I didn't want to put myself
that's even worse.
on a girl body.
You should have put yourself on a Power Ranger or something.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about doing the Power Ranger. I was also thinking about doing. I think they do a Ghostbuster. It'd be kind of cool to have the proton pack.
Do they do a G.I. Joe?
They only do Snake Eyes, which
okay.
and this is a big wasted opportunity. There are just army builder options. Obviously Stormtrooper is an army builder as well. But in G.I. Joe, they've been doing Army Builder like Cobra Troopers, and there's an upcoming GI Joe Army Builder Trooper they're doing. For Star Wars, like why not do a Jedi body or something like that? Like there's so many different bodies they could be utilizing, and I don't understand why they're not. I really
Well,
don't.
remember what you told me that Ken Plume said they don't want to do hands.
I get that, but you don't have to have hands. Like they could have gloves on their hands or something like that. Like there are options.
But I feel like if you're a Jedi and they give you gloves, it's like kind of weird.
A Jedi's probably not a good choice. You're right, because it's gonna have an open neck as well.
But like other armor builders, you could have gloves.
Sure. Like the GI Joe ones are a no brainer. Like if a Cobra Trooper were an option, I wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, yes, I'm putting my body on a Cobra Trooper or the Steel Brigade or whatever it's called. Like I would do that in a heartbeat. But like, yeah, it's kind of a bunch of lame choices, honestly.
Let me know when you can put my head on a battle droid, and then I'll be in on Sophie.
There you go. There you go.
Or wouldn't it be sick if they could do like the Darth Vader opening helmet, and then like your helmet, your face is underneath?
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be sick.
Or like the Clone Trooper body, like the Gamer Zone just said. The Clone Trooper body. Will Bond says they need fat bodies for 3.0. Sure. You know what? Make me a deluxe. Let me put my head on Chrysanthemum's body or on Darth Malgus's body.
I kind of want to get my head just to put myself on one of the Cantina bands, the band members,
or that,
singers,
Yeah, why not? Get weird with it. Like just get weird with it. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I got it. So we'll see when we get it.
So let's talk about Star Killer. So Star Killer finally went up for sale.
Yeah,
I placed
and
my
we knew he was
order
coming out.
today.
Like that's not new. That's not new.
Yeah, both of us completed our orders today, so we're excited to get that in soon. It was free shipping, even though I didn't get the Pulse Premium, which is cool.
Yep. I did get to pre-order mine an hour before everyone else, being a premium member. So that was nice. Even though it didn't sell out, and like when did it eventually sell out? Like a couple hours.
It was up for a couple hours, but it eventually did sell out. Yeah. I think it sold well. It went up at 5 Eastern, and we started recording at 8. I think it lasted like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not terrible.
Not bad. Yeah.
So I was a little nervous not having Pulse Premium because right at 5 p.m. I went to go do that and I posted all the links, and so that was like a rush time for me. But I did get that in, which is exciting. And then are you surprised it sold out so fast? Because remember, everybody was complaining about that price point, but now it's going to be like, who's got a Pulsecon set for me for $300?
Yep, looking for Pulsecon Star Killer, for a decent price.
It's just so funny. Whenever we posted that, like,
I'm trying to get one for my kid. Trying to get one for my kid. He wants one for his birthday. Wink, wink. Yeah, it's always their kid.
Yeah,
it's always their kid because they think, oh well, if it's for a kid, I guess I got to. Like, no.
It's just funny that all the comments were like, really, they're forcing us to pay for 2 Stormtroopers and the price point is absurd. This thing should be no more than $80. Then bam, sold out in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Is it? Dankchaz is saying it's up again.
Let's look. I'll look right now.
I'm on there right now.
It is up. It's up.
Oh, it is. I wonder how long it'll stay up.
So what they probably did was, it's up for pre-order. I see that.
Oh, so
the in-stock ones sold out, and they switched over to pre-order, and it says the pre-orders will get here on November 1st. I was very happy that when it went up for us premium master race people, that it said add to cart and not pre-order.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting. So I'm glad to finally have to get. I'm glad I got mine in stock. So we should get that here soon. But yeah, it's up for pre-order now. So if you need it and you didn't order it originally and want to decide, So what do you think whenever this gets released in mainline? What accessories do you think it'll come with?
I think obviously it'll come with the figure, and it'll come with the standard head. I don't think you'll
Which
get.
head do you think?
I think just the standard like neutral.
The non-expressive.
Head. Yeah. Which and frankly, it's the best head. It's probably the best head. It's the head I'm going to have on mine.
I do like the screaming one. But the other one is really, really bad.
Yeah. I don't think it'll come with any extra hands. And I think it'll come
with all blade, like the red and blue blade.
You think it'll come with one of each blade? That could be.
Well, I don't think it'll include the swoosh blades, but I think it'll come with the red and blue. Like you could take your pick.
So I was going to say the opposite. I think it'll only come with like the red one or the blue one, but it will come with both options for the swishy or non-swishy.
So you think the main line will release? It'll come with both swooshes. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. I'm saying that it won't come with red and blue. It'll come with red or blue.
Oh, but it'll have a standard and a swoosh.
It'll have the standard and the swoosh.
See, I was kind of thinking it'll have two standard blades in there.
But I think yours is probably a little bit more accurate. But it also depends on, is it going to be deluxe or not? If they make it deluxe, I could see it coming with all the blades. I could also see it coming with some of the hands. Honestly, I think they could just make it deluxe and have it come with pretty much everything, except
for that base,
and probably not the base, and not the lightning hands, and probably not the force.
The force push hands, but like the alt heads and the hands and the swoosh sabers.
I think if it was
for
deluxe,
like a $33.99 or something.
I think if it was deluxe for $33.99, they could easily include all the regular alt hands, all the blades, and both alt heads, and I think that would make a lot of people happy.
Yeah. Are you surprised this figure has blood on it? Because that's blood, right?
Yes, I am.
That is blood.
Well, you know what though? I'm not, because Hasbro just released. Well, if it was a Lucasfilm, yes. I know Hasbro doesn't care, because today they showed off a GI Joe who has bloody knuckles. So they're not.
Cool.
They're no strangers to blood. You know the rules, and so do I. Commitment's what I'm thinking of.
You're gonna get us Conda right now.
Get this from any other guy. Sorry. All right. Sorry. I don't know where that came from.
I love the energy.
Thank you. It's the energy drink and the Halloween candy that I ate before we started. And in another hour, I will crash and I'll have a nap.
Or just go to bed.
Oh, no. I won't go to bed. No, because I don't want to be like 7 o'clock. It's Friday night.
You can nap at 7 o'clock at night?
Sometimes.
You're not even a father. That's like a dad thing.
If it's like a 20-minute nap, sure, why not? Never gonna lay you down. All right. Anyway,
I was kind of surprised it says as much blood on it as it does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So let's talk Pulsecon. Let's talk about slideshow. What did they actually show us today?
Let's open the slideshow. So if you're listening on the audio version of this podcast, if you wanted to join Patreon and then join us live on shows, you can also view the slideshows that I put together for these. I grabbed this nice little screenshot of the Pulsecon logo. So first thing, we have the archive figures that they showed off. They announced them previously, but this is the first time I guess we're actually seeing them.
These are the archive figures that were like, why are they archiving this stuff?
And now it kind of makes sense.
It's the first thing they explained, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so these are international, well, maybe not international exclusive, but...
No, they're exclusive. It said not in the U.S.
Well, I didn't want to say, like, international exclusive. Like, I don't think they're branding them as that. But they are only going to be international. Did they say the word exclusive?
Yes. Yeah. They said specifically international exclusive, not available in the U.S.
Yeah. I know they're not going to be available in the U.S., but...
That's what that means.
I didn't want to use the word exclusive, though.
Why?
I think exclusive is...
No, put a label on things. Make this exclusive.
Because whenever you say exclusive, people think it's like
no, we're going
specific to
steady.
one thing, you know.
No, but on this case, it's the opposite. It's specific to everything but one thing.
Everything but America.
Everything America last,
So
and that's okay.
What do you think about
We don't need
does
them.
Canada get these too?
I think so. Which means that you could order them, from Canada if you wanted to. Like places like Toy Snowman and CMD Store and stuff will get these. So if you really wanted them, you could get them. It's not like it's
and
gonna
by
be hard.
these, we're talking about the Stormtrooper, Luke
Yes.
Skywalker X-wing, A New Hope Darth Vader, and the Bo-Katan archive. So released for international purchasers. So I feel like in America, these might be kind of rare to have a sealed Darth Vader archive figure.
Yeah.
That might be something
Well,
in-box people are into.
Any of them but the Luke Skywalker have never seen an archive release before. So if there are like archive blister pack collectors out there for some reason, this might be not a hard to get, but not as easy as going to like Target or just going to Big Bad Toy Store.
You'll have to pay a little
whatever.
extra to import it over here, and it's usually not that bad, especially if you get it from Canada. It's not terrible.
Right.
But I purposely don't see a reason for me to get any of these. I'm definitely passing on all four.
No, I don't need another Stormtrooper. Obviously, we're getting 2 more in our
Starkiller pack.
Starkiller packs, so I definitely don't need that. I definitely don't need a Vader. Definitely don't need Bo-Katan, and I do not need another Luke Skywalker. So I could not care less that these are not in the U.S.
I'm actually glad they aren't, because now
Same.
it opens up the door for maybe some better archives for us later down the road.
Yeah. Well, they specifically said that it's for outside the U.S. because they need to catch up. Like there's some releases that didn't get circulated around properly or just weren't available for the time of their release or whatever. So these are the ones they chose for whatever reason, and that's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, wanting to have a Darth Vader and Luke and Stormtrooper on the shelves, and then a character from a modern show that was in it prominently.
Yeah.
So for an internet, this makes perfect sense for international some countries who maybe didn't get any of these before. So that's all fine and dandy. I just wish it would have made it like they could have saved themselves a lot of backlash if they would have said that up front. You know what I mean?
It was weird. It was weird that they didn't say that up front. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because the whole fan base, the whole fandom was like, what the hell is going on? Why are we releasing these super awful archives?
Here's my question for you. For me, I'm looking for advice. So I keep a spreadsheet of every release released in a year for the Black Series.
These count.
These count? I should put these on there?
These count. Yeah. These count.
Okay.
They're official releases. Yeah.
All right. So I'll add them in. I wasn't sure if I should put them in or not.
Yeah, I would, because it's
okay.
Yeah, they're official releases, and it's not like they're, knockoffs or anything.
True. Okay.
So yeah, I would add them on there just so like you have all the history of it.
Sure.
You got the Mexico 4-pack in there for 20.
I don't go back that far.
Not that far.
Yeah.
More of a modern thing.
No, yeah, I started doing it in 2021, so I'm on year 3 of doing this.
So next slide, we're starting to get into the actual reveals. This was
we only have 2.
Only 2.
It's not gonna be long.
This picture was posted by I think Gizmodo.com. I think revealed them before they were revealed on the live stream, which I thought was interesting. So I guess maybe the deal was they could post them at like 12:30 Eastern, and the Hasbro stream didn't necessarily start until like 12:40 or a little late.
Yeah, they were in a little behind.
So they were like, screw it, we're posting them.
Yeah.
But the first one we're going to chat about is Baylan Skoll, the amazing character and actor Ray Stevenson from the Ahsoka show. Overall, like, first thoughts about this figure.
Potentially the best head sculpt and likeness of any Black Series figure ever.
You think so?
I really
thought he
do.
looked a little doughy.
The face?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think the face looks great. Especially if you're watching the stream, like watching the in-person physical
I wish
version.
I wanted to put some of those on here. I just didn't get a screenshot of them.
Sure. No, I think this could be me. And obviously my eyes don't work with like color and stuff. So I could be way off base here, but I think it's a fantastic likeness to Ray Stevenson.
Oh, it's a really good likeness. I just feel like the paint might be a little, and these aren't like super crystal clear HD pictures. But in hand we'll be able to see for sure. But first overall thoughts of this figure. I like how big he is. He looks menacing for sure, and I do like how they said his lightsaber is the same length as Darth Malgus, and Malgus has a huge saber, so that's exciting that they paid attention to that detail. The red saber, so
I was gonna say, do you think it's a little too red?
it might be a little too red, but we know never judge on these pictures. That picture on the right looks like it's reddish orange. Here's what I'm thinking, because I actually went back and watched while I was eating dinner just to get a refresh. So the girl or the woman that they introduced, I guess, on screen for the first time, I don't remember seeing her before. And then she mentioned that the sabers have a reddish orange tint to them. And then they doubled down. Eric also said the sabers have a reddish orange tint. And this is the only picture where you can kind of see in the middle. It looks a little lighter than red down there near the base. So I feel like the pictures, it looks red, but once you get it in hand, it might have a little bit of that orange like tint to it. So I think we're going to have to wait to see like whenever Luke gets this in hand in a couple days, I'm assuming, because that's just how Luke lives in the future.
Yeah, sure. No, I agree, because it's one of those things, you're looking at a picture that was taken on a camera. It was color corrected. It's been transmitted. Colors never show up the same way on a screen, because you're looking at something through a camera and then that's being translated to a screen. And we're talking about shades. We're not talking about, the difference between blue and like green or whatever. We're talking about the difference between red and something that's a little bit more orange than red, so it's so close. And those are things where light can change how it looks. Your screen can change how it looks. The camera can change how it looks. And any post editing can change how it looks to what it really is in person. So it could be that this is absolutely the right shade of orange red, but it's just not translating well on the screen.
Yep, and I do like the blue tone, the blue color he has, like throughout his armor up top a little bit. I'm not sure if you can necessarily see that.
I cannot. Nope, not even a little bit.
But there is like some blue splotches throughout his armor, which is accurate to the show. And then I guess they said he had some like greenish patina color to him, which I don't really see that. I see mostly blue.
Maybe it's more like a blue green, maybe like a teal.
But I think he looks really good.
I like him. I do. I think he looks great. Definitely pre-ordered him. Didn't even consider not pre-ordering him.
Yeah, definitely. This is like what I mentioned earlier. One accessory shy. It
yep, one accessory. It's so weird.
Yep, it's every time. It's every
not like
time.
He wore his robe a lot. It's not like, especially in the more recent episodes, he's not really wearing his robe. But it's still something he's worn.
He worn it in the opening scene whenever he's invading that ship.
Yep.
And he wore it whenever Ahsoka confronted him for their duel.
Yeah.
And so it's something we know he wears consistently. Yes. So I feel like we should have the option to pose him.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, he needs one. So this is one of those talking about earlier. Like there's places like Josh's capes or whatever. There are people that make capes, and those capes will probably be great.
Yeah,
or robes. Or whatever you want to say.
Josh's custom capes. That's where I got the wired robe for my SH figure Anakin, and it's flawless.
He makes fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
fantastic.
I'll probably I'll consider it. I probably won't buy one for this figure. Do you think Hasbro has gotten to the point where they're just like, you know what? Everybody complains about our capes. We can never get them right. The hoods are always too big. They kind of suck at this price point. Let's just not even worry about it. You think they're just kind of doing that?
That's kind of what I was getting at a little bit earlier. Is maybe they're doing because they know there are people out there that will make them anyway, and if those people are going to buy non-Hasbro robes to go with their figures anyway, like why bother making them? Why bother making them at all? I kind of get that, but at the same time,
Like if nobody likes him, everybody
Yeah.
complains about him. They put like they're just like, you know what, we're just not even gonna do the put the time and pay for the labor because they do got to pay like
Yeah, no,
whether
it
the
costs
people
money.
are
Yeah, for sure.
like they got to pay the people who then they source these figures out to be made so per hourly and all that. So
Yeah.
So yeah, Balin Skull definitely pre-order for me. Can't wait to get him. And along with Shin Hati. So first overall thoughts about this figure. The hair is weird.
Here's the thing. Yes, I agree. The hair's weird, but also her hair is weird. Her hair looks like it's a wig, like in the show. Her hair looks like she puts it on every morning like Darth Vader puts on his helmet. Like it just comes down from on top and just kind of rests on her head. Like I feel like it's weird because her hair is weird.
That's what I was going to say. Like whenever you
Yeah.
think about it, you think about her head and just the way her hair is. I feel like it's not going to translate to plastic no matter what they did.
I agree.
Like it's just a hairstyle that doesn't necessarily because it looks like a helmet. It looks like a box.
It does.
Cut out
No,
on the front,
I
you know?
just think that's what her hair looks like. Like
So
I don't know.
I don't blame them for how it turned out. I just feel like there's not necessarily, unless maybe like some paint detail in there to bring out the depth of it. I just don't know what they could have done to make it.
But her
look a
hair
little
is
better.
like it's like platinum blonde.
Yeah,
or
it's like
whatever,
bleach blonde.
Yeah,
almost.
bleach blonde. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they got the little Padawan rat tail thing in there. I think on certain angles it looks worse because since it's hard hair, it's causing a shadow across the top of her face.
And it's not moving. It's not like hanging down.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like
So
this picture right here on the right,
Yeah.
where so for the people listening, if you look at the picture where she doesn't have her saber ignited and she's just kind of walking forward, that one looks fine. I feel like that looks okay. To me, the straight on angle of it.
Yeah.
I feel like that looks fine, but it's the pictures where you get to like this one on the left whenever she's looking sideways. And especially in the box, it looks bad in the box. It's just a bad angle. But I feel like straight on, it might be pretty decent.
Yeah, this is one of those things I'm going to have to get it in person. And I'm still, pre-ordering it. I wasn't excited to pre-order it. But because I just feel like it's one of those figures that since Balin is coming out, she's like an obligatory figure. Like, you can't just have Balin. You got to have Balin and his apprentice,
Yeah, and Morgan.
Yeah, right.
And what's his name? Eighth brother. What was that Inquisitor's name?
Merrick.
Merrick. Yeah, that's right. I don't think they ever gave him a. I'm over here spouting some nonsense. But yeah, I'm still excited to have Shin, even though it's not like the best figure. It doesn't look like. I feel like her robes, her plastic robes, might need a little bit of a wash.
I feel like if Josh's custom capes or whatever comes out with a good hood for her, it could fix some of those issues, maybe.
Yeah, you could probably cover some of the hair at least. But yeah, I feel like she's
got butterfly joints, which is kind of nice. Like you can see them right there.
You can see the butters right there.
Yeah.
We should have. It looks like her legs aren't like super scrawny like some of the other female legs are. So I'm excited. This one might be able to finally stand good, have some nice smooth articulation.
Yep.
So that's neat. So yeah, definitely pre-ordered both of those today. And pipeline reveals.
Pipelines.
Yay. Great pipeline reveals. So let's knock these out.
I feel like two of them are good. Two of them are fine. Two of them are why.
Yeah, so we got Darth Vader from A New Hope.
Why?
Let's go through these one by one. Darth Vader from A New Hope pipeline.
If these are all brand new sculpts, like if we're getting a Darth Vader and it's 100% from head to toe, a brand new sculpt, new legs, new torso, new head, new cape, all that stuff. If it's all brand new, cool.
Yeah, I don't think this Darth Vader is going to be brand new. maybe if they like put it on the ESB body, but just have the robes come over and then paint the chest green rather than the blue color, and then obviously have the reddish tint to the eyes, make it a New Hope. But at the same time, like if you think about it, they didn't do a new body for the new Kenobi version. They didn't do a new body for the new Kenobi version.
No, the new
the
Kenobi
cracked
version
helmet.
was just a New Hope Vader
Exactly
from 2017.
They didn't do a new body for either of those from Kenobi. They didn't do a new body for the Return of the Jedi anniversary Vader. I feel like they're perfectly content with the Vader they have. I don't see them investing in a new Vader body now after they just released all of those. I just feel like the only difference is going to be in the Galaxy line packaging in A New Hope. And I feel like that's kind of why they have this packaging, so you can release things across different lines and have people buy them so they get the mural complete. So I don't have any hope that this is going to be a brand new Vader. I would love it if it was, but I just really don't see him doing it, especially with their history of Darth Vader. Like, we're still using the same like legs forever, so. But we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I can't see it, honestly. So the Mandalorian, they said from season 3.
Correct.
So this has to be on the new body that we're getting from the Book of Boba
Has
Fett
to be.
figure.
It has to
be.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be. But
I don't know what's different.
I was gonna say, do we know what's different?
I don't know.
I'm at the point now where once I get this Book of Boba Fett season 3, once I get this Book of Boba Fett Mandalorian that's coming out soon, that one looks so good.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
I think it was the clone troopers on the Jedi Temple March. I need some museum wax or blue tack or whatever. But like I was saying, once I get that figure, I think I'm done with Mandalorians unless they release a really, really good Din Djarin head sculpt on one.
Yeah.
And if this says season 3, he didn't even remove his helmet in season 3 because he was off doing the last one. He only did voice work for it.
Yeah.
So I don't see me buying this one. I don't think it's going to be... I guarantee this one is going to have soft goods and the spear. Well, he didn't even have the spear. But they're going to find a way to give him something to make us buy it. I just don't know what he could come with.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll be in on that one if you're a completionist?
I have to see it.
I know you're not.
I have to see
anymore,
it. I'm not a completionist anymore. So if the differences are minor, and I've got the Book of Boba Fett one in hand, and I'm happy with it, I think I'll be good. So it would have to be something that's like a straight upgrade from that Book of Boba Fett one, like you said, like soft goods robe. Like if it does have soft goods cape, I would get it for sure.
Yeah, like I've already got 4 Din Djarin Mandalorians on my shelf.
Yeah,
and the Book of Boba Fett's one coming soon. So it's to the point where like I desperately need to get a 3D print for something for the Mandalorian, so that way I can move some off the shelf.
I took some off the shelf. I took like the original one from 2019 off the shelf. Put them back in the box. Like,
I like the look of that one though, because that's the only one with the original armor.
Well, what I have is silver. I have the muddy one.
Yeah, true.
On the shelf instead.
See, I have both of them, and I have the ice one, and I have the.
Is the Book of Boba Fett one soft goods?
I'm pretty sure that is. The Book of the new one. I thought it was. It might not be.
Let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. I don't know why I'm on my phone. I've got the computer right here. I'm so good at this. Nope. Amanda Lorian.
No, that is it? I think it's. I got the picture right here. Yeah, it's soft goods. That's soft goods.
Okay. All right.
You know what? Let's do this. Bam. That's soft good, baby.
Yep, that's soft
a soft good, and it's got
you don't have it up.
The rips on the bottom. What?
I can see it down on the bottom, but you don't have it on screen.
Bam. Okay, here we go.
You're right.
That's a soft good.
That is 100% soft goods. So I don't know what they could include. Like, I'm trying to think back to season 3 Did he get anything major or different that I'd be like, well, I need that version now, and I can't think of anything.
I was about. Did he? Because Bo-Katan was the one that got a new pauldron, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the new
Correct.
the whatever
The
the big
Mythosaur.
animal is, the Mythosaur. Yeah, she
Yeah.
got the new thing. So I don't think there was even a change. It could just be a straight repack of this one in a
It could be. Yeah.
Mandalorian box. That's one of the pros
And that's just such a
or
weird
cons
thing.
of the Galaxy packaging. Is
It's
that's what
such a
they can do.
weird thing to pipeline, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like it's just one of the underwhelming ones because we
Yeah.
have so many of these, and we know it's not gonna have head sculpt, and we have the only head sculpt we have right now. Is
I've got
bad.
it. I've got it. This one's for international release.
You think?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Let's hope so, because this is gonna take up some space on the shelves for sure. I don't think this one will sell so hot. But moving on to like an actual pretty decent one, we're getting a Phase 1 Clone Trooper on the new 3.0 mold.
The new body.
Which, I mean, is cool. I only have 2 blank Phase 1s right now, and then the only other Phase 1 I have is the one that came in the Clone Wars Tartakovsky style package.
Yeah.
Because I used to have all the colored ones, the really old ones, but when I got out of Black Series, I sold most of those, and I never bought the blue one, which I'm kind of interested in getting the blue one now since it's in Ahsoka in those flashbacks
True.
with Anakin and
Yep.
Ahsoka. So, I mean, I'll definitely get this. I don't know if I'll get multiple because I already have 2 blank Phase 1s, and I'm perfectly content with those because it's on the 2020 body.
Mm-hmm.
What about you on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for another reason to buy another Clone Trooper, honestly. Like, I love Clone Troopers. And the more I can replace the new body over the old body one, like if they redid all the lieutenant, all those on the new body, I'd buy them in a heartbeat. I would put those old ones back in their boxes, sell them off. I don't know. But like the new body is just so much better than the old body. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, I would. However, I would be pretty interested if they do the chrome visor on this one rather than the black visor. Because there are some Phase 1 Clone Troopers with a chrome visor, which is a pretty sick look. So if they do that, they might definitely have me on at least a couple of them. But
Yeah.
I might just pick up 1, maybe 2. I mean, because the new body, the 3.0 body, does look pretty incredible from the reviews we've seen. Shout out Lane Speed
Sure.
Luke.
Yep.
So they sell me. And the last pipeline reveal that Hasbro did is the Mandalorian Night Owl from season 3. What are your thoughts?
If this is on that old stupid Jango Fett body, I don't know what I'll do. I won't quit, but like I'll be so miffed.
Yeah.
I
This
will be
has to be
mad,
on.
yeah.
This has to be on that new one. It just
It's
has
gotta
to
be. It's gotta be.
I feel like it's basically just going to be an Axe Woves without the head underneath.
Yeah.
Right? It has to. Be.
I would, and I'd be fine with that. I like that body so much. I don't care how they paint it. I'll buy it. Like I'll buy anybody on that mold. I'll whatever.
I do have a minor complaint though about this. So the TVC got the judge, the Mandalorian judge, and he's got like an orange helmet, and he actually stands out. This guy is blue and gray, and he has a blue helmet with a white stripe above his forehead. He looks just like Axe Woves. Because Axe Woves has a blue helmet with a white stripe. And I know Axe Woves has like a darker chest, I believe. But like, and some different colors. But like, he's still going to be blue, gray, and have that gray stripe on his head. Like, it would be a lot better if we just got something with more extra. Like, there were so many Mandalorians, and you picked the one that looks the most similar.
Yeah, there are a lot of choices.
Come on now.
It's weird. So one thing we didn't talk about is the Clone Trooper is going to be fan channel. This one is going to be Target exclusive. The Night Owl is going to be Target exclusive.
Yeah, so that'll be easy to find if you want.
Well, and what it means is that you'll order it online. You'll find it in stores like a month before they would ship it to you. And then 2 weeks after it hits stores, you'll get it half off.
Yep.
That's what it means to be a Target exclusive now.
Yeah, I'll
Which is
probably
weird.
wait. I'll probably wait for this one to hit like that $19 price point at Target in the first. It's gonna happen at Target. Like, I feel like the only two that might not hit clearance are that 501st and that Vader because they sold out within like 3 minutes
Well, they're fan
on the
channel
pre-order.
too, so.
No, I was talking about the Target exclusive.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that
yeah.
the cracked mask and then the new.
Yeah. You're right.
501st.
You're right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean that's not one I'm in on immediately. I'll probably get it when it hits a sale, just because I know it's going to.
The only exclusive I don't mind is fan channel exclusive. Like that's not even really exclusive because there's so many places that you can buy it from. It just basically means you can't go to like Walmart or Target and buy it. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, we buy everything online anyways.
Exactly. You can still go to GameStop and get it if you want to because that's considered fan channel. You could even go to like Barnes and Noble if you have one that still sells toys. All the Barnes and Noble around me stopped selling toys.
It is. Do you think it's kind of a weird choice to have the Phase 1 Clone Trooper?
Yeah, it's weird.
To be an exclusive anywhere, because wouldn't you want that one to go to your big box retailers and sell a mass amount of?
I don't know. I think
army builders.
I don't know. I think fan channel might be a better option because it's something that I think most normal people won't care about a Phase 1 Clone Trooper. Honestly.
That's true. Cause I do rather prefer the Phase 2, and I already have 4 the new 3.0 Phase 2s on pre-order.
Exactly.
So I don't really know how much I care to get more Phase 1s that are blank. Right. It's just not really it's not really high on my list of a priority, but they're doing it, so it is what it is. And then moving on, we normally don't talk about the role play items, but this is the only one I put on here. I did throw on the Rex helmet because it is sort of tempting, but I'm not going to get it.
It sold out too. At least it was last I looked.
On Pulse?
Yep.
Because I know you can also get it on like Entertainment Earth.
You can get it anywhere. So. But I just was interested that it sold out on Pulse.
Yeah. But this is definitely one that people are excited for. It's a fan favorite character. Are you considering picking up the Captain Rex helmet?
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I do think that the rangefinder is a little short. Not much. Maybe like a half inch too short.
Yeah, I can see that. I never really thought about. I never even considered it before. It does look. Maybe it's just because we're so used to seeing it in animation. And Maybe. It probably is like over exaggerated or something, but
it could be. But I think it does look a little short.
It does.
But you know what? And here's actually why I titled this Pulseconfessional.
Oh, here we go. I cannot believe this. I literally cannot believe
I have reviewed this figure before. I have watched every episode of the Clone Wars multiple times. Bad Batch, multiple
Rebel.
times.
He's in Rebels.
I have literally seen.
He's in live action now.
Everything with Rex in it, and I never once stopped to consider why he has welding marks on his helmet and no other clone troopers do. Until on the Pulsecon stream, they pointed out that he put his Phase 1 visor on his Phase 2 helmet. And I was like, oh, that's what it is. And I felt so dumb.
You just thought they made him a special custom one, but it had all these welding marks on it?
I thought maybe his helmet got destroyed or something and he put it back together. There's like a million reasons why one clone trooper, obviously they could do whatever they want to their armor for the most part. Like they could paint it and do all this stuff to it. So I just thought it was just one of those things. Like Rex has just got, silver welding marks all over his helmet. That's just because it's perfectly symmetrical. So I don't know. I just thought he just liked the look or something. I don't know. I never thought about it. It was just one of those things. It's just how it looked.
Yeah, it's just a mix of the Phase 1 and Phase 2. He loves the visor.
It makes so much more sense.
I'm pretty sure in the cartoon, I'm like 90% sure. I could be wrong. Whenever like the episode where they just like randomly kind of have new Phase 2 armor, I'm pretty sure Rex has a quote where he says, "I made some modifications," and then they like move on real quick.
Yeah, and that's why I think I never paid attention to it, because like they don't explicitly say, like
It's
they don't
never
show
a
him
big,
doing it. It's
big
never
deal. Yeah.
And you know what's kind of weird, because I did a chronological Clone Wars watch, and if you've never done this and you ever want to go back and rewatch Clone Wars, you can watch it, because it's the first all of the seasons in some sort are out of order in some way. Especially the first 3 seasons, and it's an interesting watch to go back and watch them all in chronological order, because there are episodes where they're like, oh, look, we've got these new plans for, new armor or whatever. They never really address it, other than there's like one random episode or 1 or 2 random episodes where they discuss like upgrade armaments for their troopers and stuff. And then I think there's like a little time skip. It's like, I think it's the same time skip where, Ahsoka gets older or whatever, and suddenly all the clone troopers are wearing Phase 2 armor, and they just never address it. They don't go, hey, we're rolling out new armor or what. Like it's just a thing that happens. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I just can't believe you never realized that there was like welding right there.
I never even paid attention to the shape of the mask before, like of the eyes before. And now that I see it, yeah, like of course that's different. That's way different. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just struggle paying
You're
attention
not even
to
a real
detail.
Star Wars fan.
I'm not detail oriented is my problem. Okay.
Not at all. I'm never listening to another.
I would
Mike Case
not
review.
put that on my resume.
I don't blame you.
But I know now. I mean, that counts for something, right? I caught up. I'm there.
That is true, and it's good content.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm not embarrassed to say it. There's tons of things other people have been wrong about. It's not noticed. It's not like I've been saying, oh, his helmet's the same as all the others. I've never said that. I just never noticed, It's just one of those things.
Never kind of thought about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Pulsecon was kind of a letdown. Kind of a letdown because as most people know by now, I'm sure the night before Pulsecon, Yakface pretty much posted everying, hinting that it was going to be revealed.
Do you find that annoying?
I do find that annoying.
Too.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of annoyed. And I get why he does it.
Sure, it's how he gets attention, right?
It's how he creates the traffic to his website and gets the followers. And
exactly.
Trust me, if I knew, I would do the same thing, because it would get more followers.
I don't
it'd
blame
make more
him.
people aware of the podcast.
I don't blame him, but I also don't like it because it takes away from the fun of today.
Yeah, because especially whenever that's the only thing they revealed. I thought we were going to get at least one more reveal that we didn't know about, but it wasn't meant to be. But
do you want to know?
Yeah, Wilbon says it's like looking at Christmas presents the night before.
That's exactly what it is. And you know what? I do that too, but it's my choice. My biggest complaint, that's not PulseCon related, but it is kind of announcement related. TVC. They're getting HK-47.
We were supposed to get HK.
I'm not mad that TVC is getting it. I just want to point that out. I'm happy for TVC collectors, even though legally and verifiably there are not as many of them as there are 6-inch. And that's just a fact. That's a polling fact. And you can't lie about data like that. That's just
I got screenshots of the poll.
That's right. You got the receipts. But I do hope what that means. What I mean is I hope that means that we will eventually get one too, because I would like to get an HK-47, and TVC's looks good. And so I'm going to take my frustration and seeing someone else get something that I want, and I'm just going to be a rational adult about it and say, awesome, I'm happy for you. I hope we get one too.
Where's mine?
Yeah, instead of saying, "Oh, I can't believe it! Way to go, Hasbro!" Ignoring the most popular size and collectible that makes you the most money. You're like, oh my god! I just that was exhausting.
Cringe.
That was exhausting. Just doing that. I don't know how these people can keep that energy level
There's
up.
specific people in the community that go out of their way to find excuses to just like hate on Hasbro. It's just how they
I
get
don't
their
get it.
attention,
Yeah,
and I don't necessarily understand it, but it's a hobby I enjoy,
yeah,
and I know some things aren't perfect, like we talked about today.
yeah.
Kind of underwhelming a little bit, but
A little bit. You know, even though I was even talking, I was talking with Dan about this last night when the leaks were reporting out, and he was basically, you know, he's like, oh, I can't believe that leak. That sucks for the team, because like, you know, these people, they've been working on these figures for like a year, and they're working
even
on a figure
longer,
like,
yeah, even
or
longer,
longer
18
than that.
months,
Yeah,
yeah.
longer than that. I just said a year, but it's always longer than that. You know, and they're like, you know, they were working on these figures for so long, and they've got this fun day they have planned, and it's going to be a celebration, and then some guy comes in and just pulls the rug out from it. He swoops in, and he's targeting Krennic's Death Star, where he's standing in the midst of their achievement and essentially getting the credit for the reveal
Yeah.
that isn't even his work. He just got a list and he's like, hey, they're getting this stuff. And like all we had to do was wait another like 8 hours and we would know it from the source. Like it's just I just feel bad, I guess. I feel bad for the team that worked really hard on this and just want to have a fun day showing off their work. And someone's like, I'm just gonna tell everybody everything. Yeah, whatever. I did it.
Yeah,
You know?
it definitely didn't help that we knew pretty much everything going in.
Yeah. Do
And
you
then like
think it would have been worse if we hadn't known? Like if we're like hyping up today?
I think it might have actually helped that it tempered expectations because
Yeah,
but at the same time I still expected like, oh, so we know they're going to reveal Balin and Shin, and then that Rex is probably going to be a helmet. I feel like we could still get like 2 more reveals, maybe.
I don't know. For me, I was hoping that Rex would mean that we were getting like a newly tooled Rex on the new body, or something. Like I didn't think, for whatever reason.
Well,
I didn't think
he didn't put. I don't think he put the Black Series hashtag in that.
I'm pretty sure he
post.
did.
In that post, in the Rex post.
I'm
gonna
pretty
go
sure
look
he did.
because I just kind of. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But yeah. Let's see. I got it here. Oh wait, no, that's the official picture.
He did.
Down.
It's the second.
He did.
It's the third one. Star Wars
It
Black
did
Series.
say.
But
Oh, wow.
technically, it is Black Series because role play items are Black Series.
Yeah, that's true. And let's see what he put for Balin. He put, Star Wars Black Series on there.
Yeah.
And we kind of knew Balin was going to be revealed anyways because you could
Sure,
see his
'cause
shoulder pad.
His shoulder pad was on
yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
The other package.
I will say I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get. We have pipelines. Like right now, I have my spreadsheet open. I made a specific pipeline section, so it's not part of my actual list here.
Yeah,
so
I have
got
that too.
Yeah, we've still got Anakin Skywalker from Phantom Menace. Still got Paz Vizsla, but a new one. We've got Padme, the Naboo decoy Padme. Grief Karga's R4. The R5D4 with pit droids. The Mammon Nadon. The Inquisitor Cal Kestis second sister Purge Trooper pack. The Battle Droid C-3PO. The new, I guess that's all we've had before. Like I was expecting any of those.
Did you say the Fallen Order 3-pack?
Yeah.
Okay. I was expecting like maybe 1 or 2 of those to be revealed. Also.
Yeah,
like,
or at least one of them.
I
like
need
I always
to see
like
that
it when
droidica.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure.
But you know how bad it would have been if the other one they revealed was the Paz Vizsla pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the fact that that's still in the pipeline, it's like that better be a banger of a figure.
Well, that's a more recent reveal, isn't it?
Paz Vizsla.
I
Or
guess
do you think
not.
it'll? Do you think it'll be? Yeah, I don't know when, if that's the oldest.
I think it
one or
was
not.
revealed at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah,
I think, anyway.
I'm not sure if my list is in order or
Yeah.
not, but I need to see the battle droid, the super battle droid. I need to see the droideka. I need to see them all.
Yeah.
But we got 1027 around the corner too.
That's what I was going to say. We have 1027. There's also the New York Comic-Con / Toy Fair happening in October. So
Yeah, they don't usually reveal anything there, do they? But they might.
yeah, absolutely they do.
Do they? I feel like I
Yeah.
don't remember them doing that.
No, they
year.
do. Yeah, and we know Hasbro's going to be there because the Marvel Legends team said they were.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna be doing a show for 1027. We'll be back live for Patreon members of the Cantina Band member tier.
Hold on, why wouldn't we be a show for 1027?
Well, I mean, because it's in like 4 days.
No, it's not.
Oh wait,
It's
what
September.
am I?
It's September, dude.
My calendar is all wrong. Okay, so we have over a month.
Yeah,
But it depends on.
that's a
5th,
Friday.
19th.
Yeah, I thought I had the adjusted time on here, but now it's not on here anymore.
Yeah, so that's a Friday.
Here we go.
But our schedule is the 5th, the 19th.
So yeah, it'll be on the. We'll
that falls
we'll have to
in
adjust
between.
another thing.
I mean, if they reveal anything really
Yeah.
crazy, but if they just reveal some stuff like some pipeline stuff, I feel like we can just wait.
we'll see.
until our
We'll
next
see what we
episode.
do if we do another episode around then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking at my calendar like thinking it was the 27th coming up, not even realizing that.
No,
10
that's
was
you're
like-
in the wrong month, dude. The 10
my brain
stands
is
for October.
fried right now.
Yeah, I could tell. Well, you want to talk about Ahsoka a little bit? We have one episode to talk about,
Yes,
and I
we
think, in my opinion, despite what happened in episode 5, I think I like episode 6 more.
You think it's a better? It does push the plot forward further, which is really good for the show.
Yeah.
So full spoilers, of course, going
Yeah.
forward.
Full spoilers going forward. Yeah, I think the last 2 episodes, while they've had a lot of cool stuff in it, they haven't pushed the plot forward. They've just been kind of spinning. Things have been
Yeah.
happening.
It's been
but
like
they've
Ahsoka's
been
character
setting things
development.
up. Yeah, they've been
more
setting things
than
up
the
and
actual
developing
plot.
characters. Yeah. Whereas this one, they're doing things. They're going places. Like things are happening.
Yeah,
You're
and
meeting people.
so apparently there's some people upset that they revealed Thrawn and Ezra in the same episode, and I have no idea why. I thought it was really good.
I remember thinking, oh man, because they revealed Thrawn at the very beginning of the episode, and I remember
he's pretty
thinking,
quick.
we've got plenty of time to meet Ezra. I hope we do, because I'm also thinking we only have after this one like 2 more episodes left, and I want Ezra to be in more than 2 episodes of the show, So
This show better get greenlit for a season 2 like ASAP because
Yeah,
I need
for
to see
sure.
what's going to happen.
I would say Andor aside, because I feel like it's its own thing. Like it's Star Wars, but it's so different and so special. If we're just taking like the Mandoverse Star Wars stuff, this is the best. This is the best.
So you're including Kenobi into that?
I'm including Kenobi, all 3 seasons of Mandalorian, and Book of Boba Fett. This is hands down.
You think it's the best?
I think this is the best.
I think that's so tough.
And I know there's plenty of time for that to change, but I think the trajectory it's going on to finish, I think it has potential to be that.
It is really.
I will say I can't say it's the best until it's done. I will say that.
That's true. Right now, I feel like Mandalorian season 2 still has the crown, but it could be great.
I just feel like episodes 4, 5, and 6 have just been some of the best.
They really have, yeah.
Best storytelling we've ever had in Star Wars. And I was of course, I was recently listening to our last week's episode, and we were discussing our Ahsoka breakdown. There's 2 things I want to bring up. Number 1, especially after this last episode, Baylan Skoll is, I think, easily the most interesting character in all of Star Wars. Hi, Lance, Peter, Luke.
That was my high and bye to Luke.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I just think his motivations, like his backstory, what he's going for, I think he's just so freaking interesting. But last week, Zach was all over Balin in terms of saying things like he was right. He's a really good guy. He's so honorable. I basically, if Zach were Sabine, he would have been seduced in a second. He would not have even hesitated to join whatever dark side Balin was getting him to join. How do you feel about Balin and his plan now that you've seen episode six?
So he's definitely after something.
Yes.
He said something called to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested to see what that is. Like how Darkseid is what's calling to him. Is it going to be a link to Palpatine?
Right.
To try to get him back? Is it going to be something with like some Night Sisters type thing? Is it going to be he's going to try to start his own thing in a new galaxy? We really don't know. I personally think Balin is going to turn and then probably end up dying. Because the way Thrawn said, we don't, like, who cares if your mercenaries get stuck here? And I feel like that might piss Balin off. And then I feel like Shin might be more dark side than Balin is, and then they might split. And then Shin might be Thrawn's guy, or not Thrawn's guy, but Thrawn's kind of like left-hand lady.
Do you still think that he's altruistic and honorable like you did in the last one? You didn't even seem to think that he had ulterior motives or would ever do anything to harm Sabine if he promised that he wouldn't. Even though we saw that he had planned the whole time. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna let her do it, but like
he did technically follow his word. That
sure,
he said,
technically,
you can meet your friend, but I feel like he's still honorable, but maybe not. He's got some sleaziness in him that they didn't show before. Because everything up to that point, there was nothing that led us to say, maybe you shouldn't trust this guy, except for the red
He
bullet.
has a red lightsaber!
I'm just saying.
He literally has a red lightsaber.
Look, that's the only thing. If the lightsaber was white, he would look like the good guy because we have no reason to believe the New Republic is doing anything good.
If it weren't for all the swastikas, he would look like a good guy.
Look, it's not even fully red; it's orange. He might have some good in him. You never know.
No, that's not how lightsaber colors work.
It is in that one.
In that one Visions
episode. And it was one of the probably the best one, or the second best one. But yeah, I mean, he's still one of the most interesting characters, so I'm really excited to see what they do. But he's got some scumbag in him now for sure. Like they're starting to show that a little
You're just
more.
Seeing it. He's always had it. You're just seeing it.
I don't know. I'm still
what?
on
No. What you're doing right now? What you're doing?
I'm
justifying. What you're doing? You're bargaining. Like, no, I can fix him. You guys don't know him like I do. That's what you're doing right now. You can fix it. You can't fix him. You can't.
He
fix
can be
him,
saved. So I was convinced that whenever Sabine found Ezra, they were gonna end it with like, I didn't know how much time was left. I don't like move the thing to watch that, but I swear I thought Sabine was gonna pull out his saber and do the Force Awakens ending.
Do the whole Force Awakens thing. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do the Force Awakens ending where it ends on like her reaching the saber out.
I'm glad they didn't.
And then, but the way that actor is portraying Ezra is like perfect.
Perfect.
He's to me, he's like him and Sabine are the two that translate to live action the best so far for me.
I would agree with that. Other than Chopper, who's just Chopper.
Oh yeah, Chopper's just Chopper. But like for the
I agree.
Yeah.
So, well, you know what though? I will say, Thrawn. Well,
he's got
perfect.
that Grinch body.
I don't mind the Grinch body. I don't mind it. I know there are people that do, but I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
The way he talks, and I know obviously listening to Rebels and stuff, it's kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
But just the fact that he can command a room and his voice is like barely above a whisper. Like it's just
impressive.
It's just so good. But I think his entrance, the way they framed it with Sabine trying to use the Force, and then everything starts shaking, and
Mm-hmm.
then the Star
It's like a
Destroyer comes
ship.
down.
Yeah.
That got me. But first of all, the slow sweeping motions over the Chimera, which is perfect. You can see
Mm-hmm.
this Star Destroyer is like cobbled together and got markings and paintings on it. Like I love that. All the way down to they're standing on this mountaintop, and it the Star Destroyer basically fucks the Rock. It just goes right in, docks it right in, and then to the point where they can just walk out onto the little plateau. That whole thing was
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. It was gorgeous. Um, I absolutely loved it, and Kirby's right. Zeb also translates super well,
Yeah, but Zeb is like
but
he's
yeah,
CGI and voiced by the same guy, so I
yeah,
feel like
that's
that's
true.
it's like it's
Yeah,
a little harder
it's
for
not
like
fair.
an
It's like
actor.
Chopper. Chopper's also not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with.
An
I know what
actor
you're
has to
saying.
portray the
Yeah, I know what you're
mannerisms
saying. Yeah,
and I also feel like some of like whenever we actually see Zeb
yeah.
like in the show in the like actual it's going to be harder to get his mannerisms in live action because some of it was a little cartoony between him and Chopper and all that. So we'll see how that all works out.
I don't think we'll see Zeb this season. Maybe in the last episode, like if they all show up to save the day or something, like maybe then. But I'm just gonna tell myself we're not gonna see him just so I don't get my hopes up.
I feel like they wouldn't have teased him in Mandalorian if we weren't going to get him at least in
Maybe
one
they showed him in
episode.
Mandalorian just so people couldn't be like, how come you're not showing us Zeb? Where's Zeb?
Well, I feel like people would be more upset now that they teased him, and then we have Rebels, and it's like, we know you have the model, we know you
Yeah,
have the CGI model and the voice actor.
we'll see.
Where is he?
So what do you think of Thrawn's Night Troopers?
Oh, those are sick. Let's start with the big guy, the
Captain
Roman
Enoch?
Captain Enoch, which ends up being that actor you were talking
Yeah, the
about.
actor I was Wes Chatham, who plays Amos Burton in The Expanse. So what I hope that means is eventually we'll see him without his helmet on. I mean, he's a good-looking dude. First of all,
He is
like
very handsome.
he's a handsome guy. So I wouldn't mind. It would kind of suck to cover his face up the whole time, but I think he looks awesome. There are people who don't, and while they're obviously allowed to not like something, that's fine. I just don't get not liking it. Like it looks awesome.
Yeah, I can't decide how in I am on the helmet design here.
I'm okay because he's the only one. Like if it were all of them, I'd be like, I don't know if I like that. But like he's Captain Enoch. Is that an Imperial symbol on his head?
Yeah, he has two red
Two
imperial
two
signals
Imperial
on his
symbols.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I can't decide. It has to grow on me right now. It
Sure.
doesn't because it doesn't feel like Star Wars like right off the bat. But I am interested in seeing where it could grow on me. I'm not the biggest fan, but I don't not like it. I definitely
Yeah.
want an action figure of it. It looks cool. I'm just not sure. Like I'm not. I'm still kind of iffy on it right now. I'm playing the waiting game.
Sure. So all the stormtroopers obviously have like cobbled together armor. It's done sort of in the Japanese style of kintsugi, which means that or it's when they use gold filament to
Hmm.
to put together broken pottery, and a lot of times they're broken on purpose and put back together because it's a style. It's like an art style, which I thought was super fitting for Thrawn, seeing as he's very into art. It's on brand for him.
Yeah,
But
that is a good
do
point.
do you think that these are dead stormtroopers brought back to life through Night Sister magic?
That's the theory I'm going with. I think it makes the most sense with the Night Sisters being there and them alluding to like we need more dark magic, and then they're like whatever to serve you, Thrawn, blah blah blah. I think that's an interesting angle, but especially since if they make Mayrock, if he was kind of brought back
Mm-hmm.
by the Night Sisters, I think they could play that into. I feel like it's an interesting theory. It's probably more interesting than these troopers being nomads and converted.
Or
and
just
being like kind of
stormtroopers that were on the Star Destroyer when it got warped or whatever.
I think
Yeah,
it's more interesting that if they're
I agree.
kind of brought back by the Night Sisters, in my opinion.
I agree.
So visually, like, they're all really, really cool, and I think it supplies Hasbro with an unlimited amount of
for sure.
repaints they could do.
For sure.
So we might be in for repaint hell in the next year or two.
I'm okay with it because I'm always okay with stormtroopers. But so Pizza the Hut 24 brings up a good thing, and this is actually something I was going to say anyway, but I wanted to give him credit for it since he also thought of it. What did you think? Because they were loading stuff in, and Morgan said that she saw the catacombs, which obviously, like, these are dead Night Sisters. Are they loading in? Like what exactly was in these little caskets, these little coffin things?
The way I thought about it, I thought they were like troopers that died, and they're just gonna eventually bring them back, or they're people. Like, what if they're just people on that planet, like nomads or whatever, that died, and they're bringing them back to be troopers, not like them willingly signing up to be stormtroopers, but like they find dead bodies, kind of like the Night King. People die, he raises them up, and they belong to him in Game of Thrones. I feel like it could maybe be that kind of thing.
That's plausible. So this planet they're on, turns out it's the home, the ancestral home of the Night Sisters. This is where they came from. I think it has to do with just a bunch of dead Night Sisters, personally.
You think?
I think that they're going to use it to bring Night Sisters back into the galaxy, and Thrawn's going to use them to help start his war or whatever.
Yeah, and I think eventually they're going to try to mix the I think we saw the thread in The Mandalorian. I think it was episode 3 where Dr. Pershing was using like cloning to try to put force into a body, which is obviously alluding to the Palpatine thing. I think they might start to get desperate, and then maybe the Night Sisters are the ones to try to bring Palpatine back and try to get that going a little better. So they're definitely playing up some angles here, and I think they could go a lot of different directions, which is really interesting. But yeah, episode 6 was fantastic. I haven't watched it a second time yet. But I definitely plan on. I always do at least a second rewatch before the next episode comes out, and we're getting into like the nitty gritty here and the final push. So you definitely have to do that.
I like the little turtle hermit.
The turtle people.
You
know, Luke's gonna have those resin printed in like 2 days for sure.
Yeah, and they're gonna look great. They're gonna look great. I don't know. They got me. And then so like obviously we're watching it, and my wife's freaking out about how cute they are. And then there's like a baby one on screen.
My wife freaked out for the baby one too.
I swear, she's like, how did they get cuter? And like she's like, her voice got so high, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna like explode. We'll have to clean her up off the wall.
Yeah, my wife was like, why is Star Wars the best at just putting like cute babies and things?
Cute stuff. And she even turned around because when they first introduced the wolf dog rat thing that Sabine was riding around on, she was like, oh, it's so ugly. But like by the time it's like following her around and she's like yelling at it and stuff, she's like, oh, it's so cute, it's so cute, that changed real fast. But also in my head I was like, I want one of those
as a pet.
I want a Black Series version. I want to put Sabine on one of those. I did. Oh, here she is.
Oh yeah, you definitely need to show this off.
I took the Rex poncho from the Bad Batch off and put it on Sabine because I dug her in that poncho so much. Like that looked so good. So I put the Rex poncho on my Sabine just to kind of recreate that look. It's not perfect, but I like it. They are dressed like little hobbits, the little turtle people.
Yeah, the babies in Star Wars are always so cute. Like they got the baby Ewok in the village that they show a couple times is adorable. Baby Yoda, of course, and this little guy.
Yep.
And we can't leave out what's it, Stinky, Jabba's kid.
Jabba's kid that they never mention ever again.
You know, I wonder if he'll pop up in the Ahsoka series because Ahsoka's
Jabba
got a history.
or
No,
Stinky.
Stinky.
Could be.
Ahsoka's got a history with Stinky.
That's
you
true.
know? We
But
need
does
some
he know
Hutts.
that? Did they ever interact after it was basically a newborn Hutling?
Well, maybe she'll need some help from the Hutts, and then she'll say, "I rescued you one time, a long time ago." You know, with the Veal's Toy Store backpack that we're getting,
Yeah.
you can put that backpack on the Ahsoka we're getting, and it looks like that mission where they're on some of those
That's a good
episodes.
point. Yep.
So for a
You
tip
can
for
do
all
that.
you out there, you could put it
Yep.
on I think the Anakin wears that backpack also.
Yep.
The Clone Wars Anakin in some of the in that movie or some of those episodes, whichever one it was. So yeah, pro tip. Speaking of Veal's Toy Store, I did want to bring this up. They've been quiet lately.
Yeah.
And it's kind of not bad because I remember complaining last time that they drop something every 2 weeks and it's making me spend $80 a month on knockoff clones. But yeah, Veal's Toy Store's been quiet, but watch by the time this episode airs to the podcast apps. Watch them drop like 2 more amazing clones.
Yeah.
But they have been quiet lately. We haven't gotten anything in a little bit,
It's true.
which I
Maybe
guess
they got
isn't the
shut
worst
down.
thing. Yeah, maybe they got axed. We'll see though. Hopefully not. I like what they were pushing out. I want them to get that 3.0 mold though, because at some point
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're
they're updating to that.
they're updating it. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be sick. Let's see. Pizza Hut says, with the retcon they're doing on Ahsoka's first costume tube top look, will we ever get that? No, there's definitely no way. I don't think live action trumps all.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't need
Tube
an
top.
Ahsoka. I don't need tube top Ahsoka. I really don't.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I
just
plus
don't.
I like the
Yeah.
I like the other one.
The other
better, so.
outfit is a better outfit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I do not need tube top Ahsoka. I'm okay with what they're giving us. We got 2 solid looks for her from Clone Wars, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's definitely good enough. Did you see one last thing? Did you see?
Yeah.
We got to talk about the far, far away.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
What do you think about that? being thrown
Well,
there?
So first of all, back at Star Wars Celebration, they were
you saw that
interviewing
too?
Dave
Yep.
Filoni. Yeah. And he's like, "Do you want to know where Ezra is? He's far, far away." And everyone's like,
And then the episode is literally
and
titled
the episode's
Far, Far
called
Away.
"Far, Far Away."
And then
which
they
is-
drop the
yeah.
line in the
Yes.
show.
Yes, I liked it. Does it make
I
a
enjoyed
lot
it.
of sense? No, because they're in that galaxy far, far away. Like, or they're
Well,
going to a galaxy far, far away. I don't know. It just
It's just another way to say once upon
once
a
upon a
time.
time,
So I feel like it works.
which is every time this discussion comes up, Star Wars, while it has sci-fi elements, it is a fantasy story. It begins with literally a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, which is once upon a time. It's got princesses and wizards, and it's 100% a fantasy that has sci-fi elements to it.
It's a space fantasy.
It's a
That's what it is.
space fantasy, yes. So no, I do like it. I do like that. I did.
Yeah, I
liked
like
all
it
of
too.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I
when they
kind of wanted to
throw-
hear the story he was going to tell. Honestly,
Yeah, I could have sat there for an hour and listened to it.
honestly.
But you got anything else you wanted to get off your chest about Ahsoka or Pulsecon?
Let's
before
see.
we-
Let's see. I don't think so. I think I pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about, and most of that was Captain Enoch. I want Captain Enoch. But yeah,
Awesome.
Pulsecon was kind of. I give it a overall. I give it a C minus.
C minus.
I think there were
Yeah.
like we said, there were some good parts in there, and there were some duds that we knew would be duds. Like nobody. I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody because I'm not everybody, and I can't speak for everybody. But I personally did not care about D&D and Magic and all that, so I knew those were going to be duds. But I will say, I felt so bad for Emily when she was soloing those sections, or at least the Dungeons and Dragons section, because she was by herself, and she was visibly flustered for getting things out of order, and like she just even if the other person up there was just there for like moral support, like she needed just someone up there with her, and I felt so bad. I'm texting Dan because he's off, on the side or whatever. Because
like walk up there, help her.
He's like, I don't think I'm allowed to, but like he felt that way too. He's like, she needs someone. Like she's floundering by herself. It was overall, it was a very mid PulseCon, and I think I talked about this with Luke in our chat. Is like, has PulseCon run its course? Like they made it because conventions weren't a thing in 2020, so they came up with PulseCon because they had all these things that they were going to announce, but there wasn't a place to announce them. So they're like, well, let's just make PulseCon. It's going to be online because everything's online, and we'll have all of our convention stuff here. And it worked really, really well for 2020, 2021. Last year it was starting to feel like, okay, like it's a thing, but wasn't really necessary. And this year I feel like it's getting even more there because, San Diego Comic-Con's back, Star Wars Celebration is back. They're spreading out all of these reveals throughout the year instead of having them all lumped together in one place. So I just don't know if there needs to be a PulseCon 2024.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that, because if we're getting like just a couple, but Marvel Legends got a ton of reveals though.
Sure, and they also have a HasLab to talk about.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be mad if a HasLab or if a PulseCon happens. I'm just saying that the reason it existed doesn't exist anymore. That's all I'm saying, I guess. Like I just don't.
Yeah, it makes sense. I see where you're coming from. Like it doesn't seem like a need at this point to have a PulseCon.
Yeah, it filled a need that was needed, but we're kind of getting at the time, but we're kind of getting back to it now. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not gonna be mad if there's a PulseCon 2024 at all.
Yeah, I agree. PulseCon was, I would give it like a B, but then they had that Dan Larson guy, so it's definitely like a C minus.
Yeah, that stupid communist Dan Larson.
But yeah, PulseCon was definitely mid this year. Also, the hype kind of got taken out by MacFace the night before.
Yeah,
and then the pipeline reveals. Like the pipeline reveals is what kind of sucked the air out of it for me, because with the pipeline reveals, like a lot of times those can be the coolest things. Like last 100%. Time, when we got the Droideka and the Super Battle Droid, it's like everybody's so freaking hyped, and then now it's like Darth Vader, Mandalorian, yay,
Yeah, there have definitely been a couple of live streams that were saved by the pipeline.
By pipeline,
yeah.
And the pipeline, normally we can bank on the pipeline saving, but this time the pipeline didn't come through for us, and I guess that's okay. They can't all be bangers.
Nope.
I suppose. But we will be back recording another episode of Black Series Cantina the first week of October. I don't want to confirm a date because October 5th is my dad's birthday, so depending on if we do like a birthday dinner that day, we might have to do like a Friday show. But a lot of times we'll probably just push it to Friday or Saturday.
We'll let you know if you follow our socials. We'll post. Obviously, if you're following us on Patreon, we'll definitely post there, or our Facebook group. We will post there as well, and then we also have a Twitter, BSC Cantina. Our BS Cantina, which just sounds like bullshit Cantina.
TBS Cantina. TBS.
You're right.
Cantina.
That's why it is. The bullshit Cantina. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Facebook group, obviously, Black Series Cantina. You can email us, blackseriescantina@gmail.com. Join Patreon if you want to buy some merch. You can buy a pint glass, which I would recommend, and then we have a pretty sweet hoodie, which I have hopefully being delivered soon. Because I always wear hoodies because it's cold in my basement. I'm tired of wearing hoodies that don't make sense. Like, this is my old employer. Like, why am I even wearing this on a Star Wars podcast?
You know what I did buy today that wasn't like toy related, but was part of the Hasbro Pulse? The Marvel Legends team showed off some shirts today.
I was looking at some of those. Yeah,
I bought the one.
What do you get?
One per case.
One per case.
Because I'm like, my case, one per case. Like, I just like that.
I like
I like that. I almost bought the hoodie version, but I decided to buy the t-shirt. I might go back and buy a hoodie just because I do need, like, it's nice to have another hoodie. But I also might buy a Black Series Cantina hoodie.
We can, I can make you one in Teespring that says but with your actual last name, K.
With my that's actually not a bad.
So
idea.
if you cancel that, then you can just order the sample. It'll probably be cheaper, anyways.
Probably, but I'm fine having an official like Hasbro shirt. That's not like a toy. What I like about it, it's not like buy Marvel Legends or whatever. It's like it just says one per case and it has like the Hasbro logo, but like it's not expressly like advertising like a toy.
Yeah,
which I liked.
Would you buy merch that has like the galaxy murals on it? Depending, like, would you buy
I don't know.
I don't even know what they could do. I'm trying to think. Like, would you buy like a refrigerator magnet with like a New Hope galaxy mural? It would suck when they add on to it though. With better.
I probably. What if they just came up with a magnet version of each individual one, and you can make like your own mural?
Well, there's the next
just by the
idea for
by
those
the characters
people
you
who
want.
do that.
Well, you can make your own. You just cut out the side of the box, go to the craft store and buy a magnet, glue the cardboard onto the magnet, and then you've got your own mural magnet that you could do yourself.
Yeah, true. But Mike, do you have any like videos you're working on? Anything you want to plug?
Well, I was in the middle of working on a Bad Batch season 2 figure review when my computer died, and I mean the source file I recorded didn't get deleted, but all the work that I put into editing the video got deleted. So I did get that done. It is on my page, on my channel. If you want to go watch like 37 minutes of me just rambling about Bad Batch, you could do that. I had a plan for what I was going to record, but I don't want to be working on something and then have my computer die again. So I'm probably going to hold off on doing any reviews until I get my new computer all set up. But I think I'm going to make my next video just Chrysanthemum here because I want to talk. I have so many things I want to say about him that I feel like I need to get out into the ether that isn't what my little rant that I just did. So I'll probably do that next. So that's going to be next for YouTube. I've got obviously an Instagram you can follow at Trusty Sidekick. I'm
catching up to you, by the way.
Yeah, I've been looking. Here's the thing. I'm fully expecting you to pass me in, and I want you to, and I celebrate that you will. You. Okay.
Thank you.
So I don't want to make one of those competitions like, oh, I'm going to beat you, because I'm under no illusions that I will stay above you. It's the same thing with like Landspeeder Luke and Out of the Basement boys. Like they're growing so fast and they're putting all this work into it. I'm so proud of them. I'm still like 2,000 subscribers ahead of them, but I'm fully cognizant that they are going to pass me up within a couple months. And I feel like a normal person would be like, oh no, I have to work harder, I have to get ahead of them. I'm like, no, like you guys deserve this. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I want to be a goal for you to pass. Like that's fun. Use me as a measuring stick, I guess. So I'm cool with that. I'm not a very competitive person. I never have been.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like people still like I have the post pinned to my profile where it says like formerly like at the start, and like people still comment on that and be like, bro, that's so like crazy. Like why would they do that? Blah, blah, blah. So like people are still discovering it, which is neat.
Yeah.
And then I think whenever I post reels, like whenever a reel is popular, that's what's been getting me the most. That, and then obviously like whenever we post reveals, like today was a big day for followers, which is cool.
How many orders did you get from your?
The last I checked, and it's been a while, I got 23.
Dang.
But this has been a really good month. It might be my last good earnings month for a while, because this month all of the Malguses and Chrysanthemums and then the Jedi, I've had a lot of the Luke, Return of the Jedi Luke have shipped from Amazon. Yeah. So I've got like I think I'm like $68 on Amazon so far this month. And nice. Like in earnings. So I'll be getting that. I usually get it like the 27th or 28th of the month. So
Yeah,
they usually goes towards the figgies, which is
That's
has
right.
been nice. But it might be start to get smaller going forward. But hey, if I can get $20 a month for posting links, I'll still take it for sure. So I think 23 figures. What's the math on that? 23 times or 24.99 times 23, and then whatever that is times 3%. I'm probably looking at like $25 or so just off what I've done today so far. So, but brain is dead. I'm not doing math.
I'm not doing math right now. Not even a little bit. Yeah.
You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram, like I mentioned, at Black Series Cantina on Instagram, and that still has the traditional name, the Star Wars Black Series, on TikTok. And then, of course, we mentioned our Patreon. If you want to join our VIP show, actually, you can't because we're out of VIP spots.
That's true.
I almost caught myself plugging the VIP.
Here's the thing: if for some reason anyone listening to this really wants to be a VIP member, send us a message on, Instagram, Patreon, email us, whatever. Let us know. If there's enough demand, we might open it up, but I don't think there will be. But we'll see. If you really want to get on it, you never know.
Yeah.
If you really want to get on it. Yeah.
Maybe next month, like we'll do like one or two more with the four we have, and then maybe we'll put two more open and then split it up the show.
Split it up. But yeah.
Those VIP shows are great. So if you're a Patreon member, those are available for you to watch and like casually listen to, and they get pretty wild, and they're awesome people on there. So thank you all to the VIPs and all Patreon members. But I think that's going to do it for us on this episode of Black Series Cantina. We'll be back in 2 weeks to cover maybe some other leaks.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some stuff happen and be where. Oh, at the very least, we'll have the end of Ahsoka to talk about.
Yeah, that's true, and hope maybe we'll have a guest. You never know.
Yeah, true. Cool. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for getting this far, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.